Hey everyone, Brian from 3 Geeky Dads here. Before we begin tonight's episode, I just want everyone to know that we are now sponsored by Audible. As an IT professional for a school department, I find myself behind the wheel of my car traveling between schools almost all day long, and that's where Audible comes in. Right now, I'm enjoying listening to Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, read by Stephen Fry. It's so enjoyable to hear this hilarious audiobook read by a proper British comic actor. And that's just scratching the surface. Audible is the leading provider of spoken word content, with everything from bestsellers, celebrity memoirs, and news to podcasts. Yes, if you're into podcasts, and you're listening to us right now, so we can assume you do, Audible has got you covered. Just go to www.audibletrial.com/3GD to get your free 30-day trial today. That's www.audibletrial.com/3GD to get your free 30-day trial. You'll get 1 credit, 2 credits if you're already an Amazon Prime member. That's good for any premium selection titles you like, and they're yours to keep. You also get the Audible Plus catalog of podcasts, audiobooks, guided wellness, and Audible originals. Listen all you want. No credits needed. Again, that's www.audibletrial.com/3GD. $14.95 a month after your 30-day trial. Cancel at any time. Audible. Stay informed, connected, and inspired. And now, on with the show.
Warning, incoming dad joke. Warning, incoming dad joke.
Hey guys, what did the new Falcon, Joaquin Torres, say to Sam Wilson?
What?
I don't know. What?
Thank you for taking me under your wing.
Oh, because he flies. He's got wings.
Ah.
Yeah.
He's
like
the wind
Red Bull.
He's the wind beneath his wings.
Oh, Bette Midler.
I love that song.
Woo!
Who is your daddy, and what does he do?
It was like a pink nightmare.
Christmas as a Yule log. Not a log, I don't have a log.
All that I have, all that I've learned, everything I feel, all this and more I bequeath you, my son.
Your father was Frankenstein, and your mother was the lightning.
We named the dog Indiana.
I am your father.
Bette Midler. You know...
She's a classy dame.
Do you know how I say I'm confident enough that I could beat up a cougar or perhaps even a puma? I don't think I could.
Are you saying she's a cougar you want to tag?
Well, I feel like I could not fight Bette Midler.
No?
I feel like she could kick
take you?
my ass.
She's
Yeah.
fierce.
You would want to fight
Fierce.
Bette Midler?
I wouldn't want to, and even if I did, I don't think I would win.
Hey, she got a good heart, man. I don't really
No,
wanna
but
fight her.
if she wanted to throw down, I would run.
Rochelle,
Like, she's like,
Rochelle.
I heard what you said about Hocus Pocus too.
It's not good. It's a Walgreens commercial.
I'm gonna
Next time I come to
kick
Rhode
your
Island,
ass.
Mark.
Yeah.
I'm with Greena.
gonna kick your ass from a distance.
I see what you did there. I know that song.
Yeah.
Well, you come
fight
a
her on the
long way
beaches.
from Milan to
We'll fight her in the air.
Fight. I mean, I love me Bette Midler. Don't get me wrong.
I do
but
too.
I don't think I could fight her. I think she could kick my ass. Unlike a puma. Hello and welcome to another thrilling episode of 3 Geeky Dads, the show not suitable for kids by 4 guys who probably shouldn't have kids who let their kids listen to this show that is not for kids. And if you followed all that, congrats, you get a cookie.
What
And
logic?
Feel free to take one of our kids too. I unfortunately am still Mark, and with me as always are the chitty and chitty to my bang bang,
Derek.
And Bang Bang Brian.
and joining us as always, and joining us as always to say F you to math and the accuracy of our show title, the man who's always ready to make sure his chitty chitty is bang banging, Tito.
Hey,
It's a flying car.
Do you like it's your that's
Yeah.
you make women sore.
I like the Dick Van Dyke to our chitty bang bang.
You're
or
always
something.
better at this. I gotta run these by you.
Who's the woman that was
from
in it?
now on?
Who gives a fuck? It's not me.
Did everybody have a nice Father's Day? First off,
Yeah.
we are
Yeah, it was
dads,
nice.
and we do
Nice,
have
quiet.
kids.
It
and
was good.
Do we have a good? did
Oh,
everybody-
Father's Day. Yeah, Father's Day was pretty cool.
Anybody do anything exciting or lounge around?
No, just went to my dad's.
Nice.
You know, hung out by the fire, had some cigars, a little whiskey.
That's
I
awesome.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell did I do? I don't remember.
That means you had
Then
a
we
good
had a good
Father's
day then.
Yeah, I guess so.
Had a good day. I didn't do anything different. I drew and I watched movies.
There you go.
Just everybody was nice today, and we got pizza.
But you didn't have to feel bad.
And that was a good
about
day
I
too.
did not
it. You
have
don't have to feel bad about it on Father's Day. It's like, I like doing this shit. No one's gonna make me feel bad about
That's
doing
right.
this shit.
Kids
Sally
that
Ann
came out.
House? Does that sound right?
Who?
Truly Scrumptious? Is that the lady we're thinking of? Sally Ann House?
Oh, you're looking at Chitty Chitty Bang?
Oh, we're back
Yeah.
on. Oh, we're
Yeah.
still
Oh
on
no,
that.
Tito, don't bring it back to that.
Why don't you bring it back to Chitty Chitty Bang?
I don't know, 'cause that's
You
what I
said
did
you
on
didn't
Father's
give-
Day.
But you said you didn't give
You
a
want
fuck.
Chitty
and then
Chitty
you
Bang
went-
Kind
Bang
of
on
did,
Father's
so
Day?
I wanted to,
What a
Make up your
coincidence.
mind.
I went golfing. I
You
shot
went
99.
golfing. That's right.
Hey, that's good.
We'll take
That's
it.
Anything
awesome.
under 100.
Anything under 100 we'll take.
Golf, that's the ultimate. That's the quintessential father. Right there, going golfing on Father's Day.
With my father-in-law. With my father-in-law.
Hey,
Awesome,
even
man.
better.
That's
And
awesome.
Mike
Way to
Freeman.
do it. And Mike Freeman.
I was like, what are you doing, bro? He wasn't doing anything.
He
He was
had
like, come
nothing to
golfing
do.
with me.
Yeah, come golfing with Tito and his
Fly with me,
father-in-law.
Mike.
I met
Come
your
fly with
father-in-law.
me.
He's awesome.
He
is a guy. I met
He's
him.
a great guy.
He's hilarious.
He's something else.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
All right, good. Well, that concludes the sports section of our
Oh
show.
no!
Do we have sport? We have
oh
sports
yeah,
talk. Let's talk
the
about it.
Panthers won the Stanley Cup
That's
last
right.
night.
Panthers won
Okay,
the Stanley
awesome.
Cup.
Sox swept the Yankees last weekend.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they
So I
did.
haven't been keeping up.
Yeah,
Okay,
man.
thank you, Brian.
So there we go.
So that's our. So the
That's-
Sox
And
swept.
Caitlin Clark's back.
And Caitlin Clark,
she got
pushed,
stabbed in the
man.
eye. She
Yeah,
got poked
Jesus,
in the
that's
eyeball.
right.
We were talking about this last time.
Yeah, he almost
Yes.
killed her.
They hate her.
They do hit.
That
Well,
was a-
that's
that
that
was
way
a
they
fun
tried to
game.
stab
They
her?
hate her because they ain't her.
No,
Yeah,
like she was
that's it.
going for the ball and she jabbed her in the eye, and then there was
Yeah,
some
and then somebody
pushing,
else
and then
shoved her.
somebody else
That's what they
pushed.
want you to think.
And then later on, in retaliation, they fouled another one.
Sophie, right?
It was fun. Yeah, it was a fun game.
Wow. Actually,
I didn't watch it. I just caught the highlights. I didn't watch
that's what I
it.
do.
Watch a
Same
fucking
Tito.
full
I still need to
WNBA
see
game.
that
Not a
YouTube
woman.
reel you were talking about. You are not a woman. No, no, you're not. You love a romantic comedies, notwithstanding. It's
That's just
Steel
fucking
Magnolias.
That's just me, baby.
That's just you being.
It's just Tito being.
I need to see that
Tito's
reel
just getting in
of
touch
what's
with
her
his
name
feminine side,
missing
man.
the basket. Though.
Oh, Angel Reese. Yeah,
Yes.
she misses him a lot. She's fun.
And then she
too.
tried doing
yeah.
it with her eyes closed, like Jordan, and it was a wicked bad air ball.
That's hilarious.
It's like, lady, you can't shoot those with your eyes open.
This is the one that you guys
And
were
your eyes
talking
are
about
fucking
last
huge.
week,
Right,
right?
that's
They were
what I
taking
was
bets
saying.
on if
Yeah.
they.
Yeah,
they-
she missed
if
the
she
first
misses her
shot. I
first
think she's
shot.
like 9 out of 10.
You
and she's
can't-
got great vision.
They lost
'cause
one.
Her eyes are huge.
I think they lost
Really?
the
Like
8th
bug
one.
eyes.
Like Aubrey Plaza.
Don't
No.
Aubrey,
No.
Aubrey
No,
Plaza's
nothing like
eyes are
Aubrey.
amazing.
She got the big lashes.
Oh.
Aubrey doesn't have the big lashes. I don't think
Her vision
lashes
is
are
based
legit.
on movement. Maybe if the if
the
the
hoop was
were
moving?
moving, she'd be better at it. You know.
Ironically,
Going
she
back
plays
and
for the
forth.
Raptors. It's
Panthers, man. Panthers were really good. I didn't realize how
Panthers are-
good they were.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were destroying everybody they played, the Panthers.
Absolutely, they're a fierce
good for them.
jumping cat.
They were
Good for
by
them.
quite a bit. I hate when a fucking rando team wins a thing.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck about the Florida Panthers?
yeah, two in a
right.
row though, Tito.
Yeah, I just don't. It's
crazy.
They're fucking
they won it last year too.
Yeah,
insane. They
Yeah.
were destroying
Yeah.
everybody in the
But
in the
might-
playoffs.
you might
This year
care
they did
about
it
him a
with
little
Marchand,
later,
who
though,
got
Tito.
traded from the
Right.
Bruins.
Look how
so
quickly you turned on
that's another
Chitty
Stanley
Chitty
Cup
Bang
for
Bang.
him.
I'll turn on the
Yeah,
pan. I'll
you'll
turn
He
back.
got the Stanley
become a
Cup in
Panther.
2014 with the Bruins, and
And then this one.
11 years
Oh,
later.
Marchand, that
Yeah, Marchand.
son of a gun.
Like that's what you fucking get, Bruins. You fucking idiots.
That's right. Fucking idiots.
Fucking
Bruins.
Fucking
Fucking.
back.
Goddamn Bruins.
from Boston.
Dunkin' Donuts.
What do you got for us today?
Sam Adams. So now we conclude the sports. I got me doing that. You know, all right, Dan. Tonight, that dad's jump back into them. Okay, no. Tonight, the
We got to
dad.
listen to the Three Geeky Dads, I tell you what, and the podcast and the thing, and they're listening on the radio.
Are you boomer? Are
Yeah,
you boomering
exactly. Sound
right
like
now?
Boomhauer.
All right, tonight. Okay.
Boomhauer, whatever his name
Boomhauer, boomer.
Boomhauer.
But it doesn't
Boomhauer.
matter. None of this matters. Tonight, the dads jump back into the MCU as we take a look at a Hulk movie with no Hulk in it. But thankfully, we have Anthony Mackie donning the Star-Spangled Underoos again as Captain America as he leads the franchise into a brave new world. Hence the movie title.
He said the name of the movie.
Brave New World. I typed Brave No World, but it Brave New World. That's it. That's not Brave No World. That's the parody. But before we gear up our gamma rays, shine up our shields, and wonder how many hats the leader has in his collection, our own leader of lean cuisine, lemons, and licorice, Brian, has prepared a yummy appetizer to start us off.
I'd like it better if you
Brian.
just said liquor instead of licorice.
No, licorice. Licorice. You
But I
can't.
don't-
You
I don't
can't
like licorice.
eat
How did they know her?
Licorice? I hardly even know her ish.
Cannot eat liquor. You drink liquor. I guess I can. I guess that counts.
do
You
whatever
can't eat
you
liquor
want.
in clown college. Those are two things you can't eat. Homer's in the clown college. You can't eat that. Homer?
Oh,
Simpsons?
yes. Okay.
Sees the billboards?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry.
You ever tried shawarma? There's a shawarma joint about 2 blocks from here. I don't know what it is, but I want to try it.
We're not finished yet.
And then shawarma after.
Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome, Brian.
So this week we're looking at Captain America: Brave New World. Set some time after the events of the Falcon and Winter Soldier, Sam Wilson, now sporting his new vibranium-enhanced suit, gifted to him by the Wakandans, has now fully embraced his role as the new Captain America. When Sam is summoned to the White House as the newly elected President Ross wants to work with him on rebuilding the Avengers, trouble ensues when Sam's friend, the first and forgotten Captain America, Isaiah Bradley, uncontrollably tries to assassinate the president and is framed for the attempt. Now Sam, along with his partner Joaquin, must race against time to uncover the true culprit and foil an evil plot that unwittingly involves President Ross. Last week in our appetizer, we looked at Sinners, and because Michael B. Jordan played twin brothers, we talked about actors who played multiple roles in a film or TV. But this week, because Harrison Ford is taking over the role of Thunderbolt Ross from William Hurt, who sadly passed away before production of this film started, we're going to be looking at actors who have been recast by other actors due to either death, scheduling conflicts, or just plain old getting fired.
Bad acting.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
That's me.
That'll do, pig.
That'll do, little pig.
That'll do, pig.
Babe, that's my replacement. Babe was originally going to be played
Babe was played by about 16
Gary
pigs.
Busey, and
They were all delicious.
Let's talk about buttered sausage. Talk about buttered sausage, where it comes from, what it does.
Hey, today I'm playing pig.
Utah.
I'm going to be a pig. Piss on the Yankees. Piss on. No.
Give me 2.
Can't
on the oinkers, piss on
Mine is Kane Hodder,
Yeah.
who replaced C.J. Graham as Jason Voorhees. There have been a lot of Jason Voorhees through one film or another, but when Kane Hodder came along to replace C.J. Graham in Part 7, there has not been, well, there was another Jason in the remake, but we don't count that, or we don't count Freddy vs. Jason. That can fuck off. Kane Hodder was Jason from here on in 7, 8, 9, and 10.
And probably the best known and best Jason.
Best known, best Jason.
What makes him the best Jason?
Will you ask this? I
No.
can't remember the last time you
Size.
I think I ask it every
Stature.
time he comes up.
movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At bringing character, not just lumbering around. He did his best to act
Yeah.
behind the mask. He did his chance to bring life to Jason.
Because he's super popular.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
And C.J. Graham was a good Jason too. I love
all in
Jason
the body
Lives.
language.
And he did a pretty good job. But Kane Hodder just brought something
Plus, he
special
was in the
to the role.
most, right? I mean, 4 of them.
Bottom line, that's my number one pick.
Nice.
That's the that popped to mind right away.
Nice.
I got a lot of them that went through my head.
This was a great pick.
Yeah,
This was your idea.
Well, and I
fun.
think that like it's not something that Hollywood doesn't always get things right, but usually when they recast someone, they do a better job. So I'm going with Mads Mikkelsen as Grindelwald in the
Over Johnny
in the
Depp.
Fantastic. Yeah,
I only saw the first one.
I love Johnny Depp, and he's cool. He's cool looking. But Mikkelsen is just leaps and bounds better, and he's definitely he brings a more dark.
He's got some edge.
Yeah,
He does.
Yeah.
Depp is a little over the top, and he's more subtle, but like I loved him as Hannibal, which is another one.
Mads always brings like a kind of a sinister quality to everything he does.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
He plays a great villain, be it James Bond, Doctor Strange, or
Right.
this one.
Right. So that's my number one.
Good
Nice,
pick.
good call,
Brian?
Yeah, so I'm going with Harrison Ford, our boy from this movie, but he's taking over the role of Jack Ryan from
that
Alec
was
Baldwin.
Yeah, way to go.
In Patriot
Yep,
Games,
that
and he
was
played
one.
him in the subsequent film A Clear and Present Danger.
Yep.
I remember when this first happened, a lot of people thought that he was too old for the part even back then.
Really?
Jack Ryan in the books is a much younger character, and as the books progress, he does get older, and he too eventually becomes president, much like Thunderbolt Ross. But when this movie happened, Patriot Games, which is a fantastic
It's
Jack
awesome.
Ryan movie, by the way.
Awesome.
Yeah. Is that the one with
Sean Bean.
Willem? Which is the one with Willem Dafoe?
Oh, that's
that
Clear and Present Danger.
Okay.
Yeah. I forget Willem
always get
Dafoe's
them mixed
character's
up.
name, but his character was in another series of books, also by
Clancy, right?
Clancy,
Yeah,
Tom Clancy.
Tom Clancy?
Yes.
Yeah, and I forget the character's name, but he Clark. It was Clark.
Clark?
Yeah, and that was his last name, not his first. Clark Griswold.
a
No,
good one to
Willem
trip.
Dafoe played Clark in another series of books by Tom Clancy, which kind of paralleled the Jack Ryan stories.
Okay.
So it was cool to see them. And there was some overlap, too. I only read a handful of the books, too, but there was some overlap between the characters.
They're big books. His books were.
Yeah, they're sizable.
massive.
They're sizable. They really are.
A lot of story to tell, man. A lot of story.
But Patriot Games, starring Harrison Ford taking over from Alec Baldwin, is a fantastic movie.
That's a good pick.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was one of my run-ups.
I'm gonna go, and I thought I liked Richard Harris a lot, and then he died, and Michael Gambon took over as Dumbledore.
that's a
and
good
I
one.
actually really like the way Michael Gambon plays Dumbledore. It's a
Yeah.
little funner. It's a little quirkier.
He has
It's got some edge. He's kind of mean sometimes.
Yeah.
and Richard Harris had this kind of very.
But I'm sure that
Across
Richard
the
Harris
board.
would have, as the story got darker, I can really picture Richard Harris. Because Richard Harris was also in Patriot Games, and he played a real.
that's right.
He played a guy who could be like smooth talking, but also sinister.
I think Gammon had better chemistry too with the kids.
Yeah.
Especially Daniel Radcliffe.
When did he take over? The third movie?
The third movie.
Yeah, Richard Harris did the first two.
And he's
movies.
great in the first two films. I think
Yeah,
he's
Richard
fantastic.
Harris.
But yeah, I thought it was a good. It was tough for me for this one because I actually have ones that I really like, but may not be better than the original. But I like that one. I like him better than Richard Harris in the films.
Yeah, Gambon's a great actor. Too.
Solid.
He is.
Yeah,
Great.
for sure.
Absolutely.
How about you, Mark?
All right, so I got an honorable mention and some runners up. My honorable mention is Klaus Kinski replacing Jason Robards and Werner Herzog's Fitzcarraldo. Jason Robards got sick during the making of it, and they had already shot a bunch of footage, but they couldn't. They had to basically reshoot the movie. So Werner Herzog got Klaus Kinski, and the movie took on a whole different life and went in a whole different direction. And it's Kinski. It's such a great performance, and it's such a good movie too. So,
See, I wondered about that because I had a couple in my head, but
okay.
if the movie never came out, do we know if that person was better?
Yeah, because there was
the performance.
Yeah, because I found a few
But,
that were.
but based on what you know, though,
I'm going to
Right.
say yes, only because if you watch the documentary Burden in Dreams, they show a lot of footage of Jason Robards and Mick Jagger in the original version of Fitzcarraldo. There was a good portion. Enough of it shot so you could get, and enough footage shown in that documentary where you could get a sense of what the character of Fitzcarraldo was going to be
how he
like.
was playing it. Okay,
He was going to be more
That's fair.
straight-laced, and he was going to be more American.
I got one
frankly.
too, and I won't say it
All
in
right,
case somebody
cool.
has it. But okay,
Yeah,
that's
and
fair.
when
That's fair.
Kinski, Klaus Kinski comes over, he gives a foreign interpretation of the character, and he's crazy anyway.
Yeah.
And to bring that, it just makes more sense that somebody as crazy as Kinski, it's not easy to say,
I know,
would do what this guy does in the movie, pulling a boat. Whereas Jason Robards, who's awesome, I love him, but he's just your kind of classic American actor. And I think it would
Mark
just be
Twain.
more than exactly. Would be more of a movie role than something better. Right. So and my runners up are what did I? Excuse me, sorry guys. Don Cheadle replacing Terrence Howard as War Machine. Carl Urban replacing Sylvester Stallone in Judge Dredd.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good
one. It's a much better casting, I think. And
agreed.
This one might be a little controversial, and I love Trace Ballou from Mystery Science Theater, but I am a huge Bill Corbett fan.
Yeah.
Bill Corbett
Good call,
replacing
man.
Trace Ballou as Crow.
Yep.
Maybe it's because I saw the later Mystery Science Theater years first.
Yeah.
That could be why, but I love Trace Ballou as Dr. Forrester. He's awesome as Crow, but I love Bill Corbett's Crow better. He's more of an attitude. He flips out more. He's got more of a temper.
Yeah.
He's loud and obnoxious and rants. I don't know why I relate.
I tend to think that Trace Beaulieu's Crow was a little more snarky, though, which I liked.
Oh, no, he's good.
Yeah,
He's awesome. And he's great to listen to. It's not that he's bad.
Yeah,
it's
no.
just it's a different kind of
I don't know
humor.
if I can pick one over the other. I love them both equally. I really do. I think they both brought some great stuff to them.
No, they definitely did. But again, I think it's more who I saw first.
Yeah,
Right.
no,
So-
agreed.
Right.
Those are mine.
Your first taste.
Exactly, yeah.
So my runners up was Harrison Ford in the same film. Mark Ruffalo, I like him so much better than Ed Norton. I'm so
Agreed.
glad that they recast it. And I think it's Hayfor Bjornsson. He's the Mountain. Gregor Clegane.
Which one? Was he the last one?
He was the last.
The one that
was
killed-
in two or three seasons.
The one that kills the sand snake, or
Right,
what's it, Pedro Pascal's
He's
character?
gigantic. The dude is like he's the epitome of what that character was.
Yeah.
He actually replaced two different guys because there was Ian White and Conan Stevens were the ones the first and second.
Well, it's
season.
funny when you see him, you're like, oh, wait a minute. Where was he in the other season?
Right,
You're
right,
like,
exactly.
Oh, these smaller guys.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Who are actually enormous.
Yeah. Have
But
you
by
seen him in real
comparison-
life, like doing the strongman
He's a fucking
competitions?
monster.
Oh my
he's a
God.
beast. He's an absolute beast. And he's like, they had him standing next to like I think a basketball player or something, and he was just he's huge.
Yeah.
There's a video
He
of
lives
him
up to his name, the Mountain.
sparring the Irish MMA fighter. What's his name?
Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor. There's a clip of them sparring in a gym.
Oh, really?
It's really cool.
Really?
It's really cool.
Conor McGregor walking around like he just shit his
He's just
pants
like
he
punching him in the
always does.
stomach and running away. The guy's too slow.
Really?
He can't get his hands on him. It's pretty interesting.
And Elizabeth Shue, Back to the Future, and Rupert Friend.
Oh, I always forget about.
Rupert Friend is a
Jennifer
lesser known
Friend.
actor. He
Yep.
replaced Timothy Oliphant in the Hitman series movies.
Oh,
there was
him.
only two of them.
Okay.
I only saw the Timothy.
And granted, like I like Timothy Oliphant now.
Yeah.
I didn't really like him back then, so I was happy then. But like, I think that Rupert Friend actually looks more like Agent 47.
Yeah.
he played the part better.
Rupert Friend played
First Jennifer. Sorry.
Were you really?
She's so hot. Oh my
First
god, I
Jennifer?
love First Jennifer.
First
Yeah.
Jennifer is.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
god, chef's
Rupert
kiss.
Friend played the Inquisitor in the Obi-Wan series, the one that everybody was freaking out about that didn't look like the guy from the cartoon.
He's
Right.
the one that spins
Yeah.
the lightsaber.
Yes, yeah, the lightsaber that was on the
stick
on,
thing.
yes, exactly.
I remember a lot of people complaining about
They didn't like
I
his
never-
look, but that was Rupert Friend.
I never realized
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And
No,
then
I like
it's-
him as an actor.
Rather than an honorable mention, I'm just gonna throw like the worst recasting in the whole world is Stuart Townsend as Lestat. I fucking hated that
Yeah.
cast.
Oh yeah, not a great
Queen,
movie. Not a
Queen of
great
the Damned.
movie.
Yeah.
I like Queen of the Damned. I like the movie
Yeah.
itself. I love the book, and not that Tom Cruise would have played that Lestat better, but I am not
Tom
impressed
Cruise
by
does
Stuart
everything
Townsend.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what
Yeah.
would have been good? I like Val Kilmer.
as Lestat.
Yeah.
That would have been
And
good.
That
would have been cool.
Yeah.
And that like future and like rock
Yeah.
and roll Lestat.
Yeah,
Sure.
because Val Kilmer was a great Jim Morrison in The Doors, man. I can see that.
yeah,
Fuck it,
totally
Tom
see
kind
that.
of like a vampire.
Tom Cruise
Yeah.
will fucking jump off a building, man. Make him be Lestat. He'll do his own stunts.
That's right.
He'll turn
will.
into a bat. He'll
Vampires
find a
He'll
way.
sing the
He'll find
songs.
Vampires
way.
don't break their ankles.
He'll sing all the songs, play all the instruments, all that shit, right? Make his own costume. He's insane.
Tom Cruise will eat mosquitoes for a month. He'll
He
do
will.
whatever it
It's
takes.
true. He'll suck
Yep.
your blood.
I'll drink
There's
blood.
a pile
I'll
of
drink
bodies
blood
in his
for a
basement.
year.
It's for a role.
He's just so excited.
I'm
He
rehearsing.
is. He's going to be jumping on couches
Right.
for a month.
Brian, what about you?
Come on, don't be so glib.
So for my runner-up, I've got Julianne Moore taking over the role of Clarice Starling from Jodie Foster.
Oh,
in Hannibal.
really?
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Ooh.
Really?
I've never seen that movie.
kidding.
And even Anthony Hopkins was a recast.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that
right?
was, I don't know,
Oh.
as far as this universe goes, because that was from the 90s,
Right.
and then this was kind of like a reboot.
Mindhunter.
That's true.
I'm going to say
Manhunter.
Manhunter.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
Red
Manhunter.
Dragon. It's
And it-
Red
Yes,
Dragon.
yeah.
And it was who? It was
That's Brian Cox.
Brian Cox.
Yeah, Brian
Yeah.
Cox and William Peterson
Yeah,
from
he's good in
CSI.
Dude, he's good in that movie.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
That's a fucking awesome
Frankenstein
movie.
from the Monster Squad is Buffalo Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sean
that's
Noonan.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the dude
Scary.
that covers-
Terry
No, not
T-shirt.
Sean Noonan. Jim Noonan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean Noonan
Tom
was-
Noonan?
Tom Noonan.
Tom Noonan. I know a Sean Noonan.
Also of Last
and-
Action Hero.
I've kind of
Tom
got a
Noonan.
second runner-up because this one was kind of a heartbreaker. I loved this series when it was on. It was Spartacus that was on Stars. The lead actor, Liam
Died.
McIntyre,
Oh, he
died
died.
of cancer
Yes,
after the
yes,
first
yes.
season.
Oh,
and he was
I remember
replaced by
that.
Andy Whitfield, who did an awesome job as
Yeah.
well, but it was such a heartbreaker because Liam McIntyre was great in that
That
series.
first season was awesome.
I
It
never
really
saw that
was.
show.
Yeah, no, check it out. If you get the opportunity to check out...
Get to see Xena's boobs.
You get to see, yeah.
Oh, Lucy Lawless.
Oh,
is in
Louis
it?
Lawless.
Lawless.
Lucy
It's produced
Lawless.
by Sam Raimi, and
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
it's
that.
done by those guys.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's a good selling
the guy who played the English brother in the Mummy movies.
Oh, I love
yeah.
that guy. Yeah.
He was the
Dude
head
from-
of the Ludus, which trained the gladiators.
Okay.
and played Lucy Lawless's husband.
I like
he was
that
a,
He was the
a-
gay guy from Four Weddings and a Funeral.
Yes, he was.
Right.
Sliding doors.
Okay, so on to my actually those were my what do you want to call it? Not
Honorable mentions.
These are my runners-up. Don Cheadle taking over Rhodey from Terrence Howard in Iron Man 2. Mark Ruffalo taking over Bruce Banner from Ed Norton. Ross Marquand, this is a little-known MCU one, taking over Red Skull from Hugo Weaving in Infinity War.
Oh, okay.
I've got Elizabeth Shue taking over Jennifer from Claudia Wells.
I don't know.
In Back to the Future
Claudia
2.
Wells.
I know.
Claudia Wells.
She still looks amazing.
She does.
Wells.
Yeah, she does.
I don't mind.
And I
So does
love
Elizabeth
Elizabeth
Shue, though. You
Shue.
can't-
I love Elizabeth Shue.
You can in that
Boys?
movie.
Oh my God.
In The Boys, she was...
No, in The Boys,
She's still got it. She's
Yeah.
still got it.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude,
that
in
first
the
Jennifer.
Karate Kid, I crushed on her big time.
That
Yeah.
first Jennifer,
But
man.
Jennifer-
She's
right.
fucking something. She's something else.
First
She really
Jennifer.
is.
No,
She
no.
really is. I've also got Maggie Gyllenhaal taking over Rachel Dawes from Katie Holmes in The Dark
I hate
Knight.
them both.
Got to disagree with that one.
It is a
man.
sucker.
Really?
Sorry.
I hate them
I'm not
both.
sa- I'm just saying it was a replacement. I'm not saying I like it.
Oh, I'm
just saying-
sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, shut up.
Liam Hemsworth replacing Henry Cavill as Geralt in The Witcher.
I still haven't seen that series.
Yeah, I kind of gave up on it after season 2. Rory McCann, speaking of The Mountain, this is the Hound.
that's
Rory
right, yep.
McCann taking over the new role of Balin Skull,
Right,
who was
from,
played by
from
Ray
Ray
Stevenson,
Stevenson.
who
Died.
died right after Ahsoka season 1.
He was the Punisher. In
Yes.
Warzone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Warzone.
Yeah.
And
Great
of
movie.
course,
He played in,
Dick Sargent replaced Dick York as Darren
That's right.
in Bewitched.
Sergeant York.
Sergeant York.
Two dicks make a right.
I remember that joke now from
Dick
Sergeant
Sargent? Dick
Dick
York?
York?
Sergeant York? Those are mine.
Nice.
I'm like 50-50 because I still love the originals. I still watch them, but I absolutely love Fury Road.
Oh, yeah.
So Tom Hardy as Max Rockatansky.
Yep.
If he had more lines, I probably maybe don't like him as much because Mel Gibson is so good in those movies.
True.
But the fact that he's quiet for most of the movie and he just does his fucking thing, I absolutely love. This is a backwards, kind of like Derek, a recast that I don't like. 2 recasts I actually don't like. Sam Elliott is the best Thunderbolt Ross.
Hell yeah.
He's
Yeah.
better than
I agree.
both those two. I would have liked to have seen Sam Elliott continue.
I was going to mention then how everybody seems to have glossed over
Right.
Sam
They
Elliott.
because everybody forgets
And
that
he was-
movie.
yeah,
I think they try to forget that movie.
They
yeah.
should, but
excellently cast.
He's great though.
so well cast.
Yeah.
Also, I would take Jennifer Connelly as Betty Ross over Liv
absolutely.
Tyler,
Agreed.
and I like Liv Tyler, but I would prefer Betty Ross. But that's it. There was so many Marvel ones. I was like, there's going to be a bunch of Marvel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
I was trying to think, and then Marvel. Oh, and to your point earlier, or like one of your picks, based off of footage that I'm now able to see, Michael J. Fox as Marty McFly,
Right.
as opposed
Versus
to Eric
Eric
Oh,
Stoltz.
that's right.
I saw that footage not too long ago.
Yeah,
I think on
same.
YouTube.
You
yeah.
can see some, and it's like, no, I would rather see Michael J. Fox.
So
Absolutely.
Eric Stoltz is way too
Even he
he's
knew.
Yeah.
intense. He's
Yeah,
too
yeah.
intense.
Even he knew he was the wrong guy for the
He
job.
did, and I like Eric Stoltz. I think he's a good actor. I've seen him in 2 Days in the Valleys, like, and one of my favorite non-horror films. And I like him in that. Elephant Man, not really Anaconda, but he was hardly in that movie. Not Elephant Man. I'm sorry, Mask.
I was going to say, who's an elephant
Yeah,
man?
Mask. The 80s Elephant Man.
Mouse
Mouse
Crusaders?
Sam Elliott.
Yeah, it was Sam Elliott.
There you go.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, where was I going with that?
He's someone I think I should like, but
Eric Stoltz.
I'm not. And he's
Killing Zoe. That's the
Killing
movie.
Zoe.
Killing Zoe is a
I
good
don't.
one.
I never
I
saw
want to
that.
like that movie, but I don't like Eric Stoltz.
I like Eric Stoltz.
But it's a fun bank robbery movie.
But you need to put him in the right role. He's not
Right.
somebody
Yeah.
that can. He doesn't.
he's good in doses. Like when he's in like a Pulp Fiction, he's fucking
Right.
hysterical.
Right.
Oh,
Short, sweet
is.
He's
scene.
Yeah.
hysterical in
He
that
is
scene, and he's in a.
I got to show you guys 2 days
2
in
Days
the
in
Valley.
the
It's one of the
Valley. Yeah,
first
you were talking
Pulp
about that last
Fiction esque movies that I think is great. All right, sorry.
Cool.
Nice.
All right.
It's good.
All right.
Anything
Good
else?
job.
all I
All
got.
right. Anybody else think of anything else before we move on?
Who's going to recast me when I go?
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott?
Patton Oswalt.
Patton Oswalt.
wow. We're gonna fly him in.
He'll do anything.
He will.
Anything.
We can't pay him.
He's hosting some game show.
Of course he is. He's
He's got time.
Anything for $1. Awesome. Awesome appetizers.
He's going to
Right
be
for
on
the main-
Star Trek Strange New Worlds.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
Do we need him?
No.
We don't need him anymore. We didn't need him on any.
I like him, but I'm sick of seeing him pop up and everything.
He's just
Oversaturated.
dial it back.
Yeah.
You gotta dial it back too much. Neil Patrick Harris was like that for
Yeah.
me for a while. And I love Neil Patrick Harris.
I
but
know.
Just overexposure that
Yeah.
like people get sick.
Go on vacation, give someone else a shot, then come back.
You never know where that next check is going to come from,
That's true.
unfortunately.
I get it.
Ask Craig Robinson, he'll tell you.
Oh, that's mean. That's mean.
That's why he's doing Tide commercials.
I just rewatched Hot Tub Time Machine not too long ago.
Pizza Hut ads.
That was mean. Yeah, Pizza Hut ads.
That's a funny movie.
That's a great movie. All right, shall we get to the main course?
The main.
Tito, who would you want me to recast you as? Like, if you decided to just who could I recast with a Tito vibe for you?
Michael Pena. Let's go Michael Pena.
We're gonna do Michael Pena.
Yeah, he's fun.
I like that.
But he's got to play it like
I can see that.
Like his character in Ant-Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
I can't forgive him for Tom and Jerry, but
very good.
good. All right. Observe and Report, great movie.
Oh yeah.
All right.
He's a good actor.
The new Tito, Michael Pena.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I got recast.
Main course.
I could see a Luis Guzman as Tito.
Oh,
that'd be fun. Old school Puerto Rican.
The Batwing.
You just sit here and
It's the goat.
Dude.
That's a funny movie.
That is a great movie.
Hilarious movie.
It's one of the few movies where Dane Cook shows up, and I'm like, I'll still watch it. Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to Thunderdome, bitch.
I think that he wasn't even cast in that movie. I think he was just working at the restaurant.
Probably.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm funny. No, he's okay. He was funny at the time, sure.
He's the waffler.
The main course.
The main course.
Let's talk about buttered sausage. Talk about buttered sausage, where it comes from, what it does. Why is it doing what it's doing? Get it out of my face. What about buttered sausage?
That's not your jam. It's not your thing. You don't like it?
It's not my jam. I don't buy jam. I buy honey, and I kiss it on the lips.
The following is rated W for where the fuck is the Hulk during all this? The President of the United States is a monster! And insert your own current political comments here. Only Captain America can stop the terrifying rage that is the Red Hulk from turning Washington into an endless scene of mayhem and destruction. Captain America, Brave New World! See the amazing Captain America soar through grand heights as he takes on enemy fighters and large red biters. Gasp at the growing... What does that say? So at the growing rage of the Red Hulk, an experimental nightmare gone horribly wrong. Captain America, Brave New World. Thrill to top-notch fight scenes that pack the hero's punch. Shiver to the sinister leader, a mad scientist whose abnormal brain uses mind control to turn ordinary men and women into lethal assassins. Only the Avenger can bring the red, white, and blue of justice against such a superior and sinister foe. Don't miss Captain America, Brave New World. This motion picture is brought to you by the Dad's Opening Thoughts. Which would
start with you.
Me.
Yeah.
That would be you.
I kind of thought you'd do one of those super fast disclaimers at the end about how Red Hulk's really not in until the very end.
No, I made enough with the Hulk not being
Red Hulks may or may not appear.
Red Hulk might appear. So I like this movie.
Ask your doctor if Red Hulk is right for you.
There you go. Thank you. Now you got him spewing.
Oh, sorry. All right. I'm good.
He almost spit up all over his computer.
I'm good.
Beautiful.
You good? We good?
Sorry, go ahead.
All right. So I like this movie. This movie was fun. It was fine, but I had problems with it. Mainly, I guess I just have a thing where there are superhero villains and the superhero's not in it, and the Hulk was a big thing. This is all. This is a Hulk movie without a Hulk.
Two of his villains are in
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The leader and Red Hulk.
And his girlfriend. Yeah.
His love interest shows up. Thunderbolt Ross, obviously. It's a Hulk movie with no Hulk. And Anthony Mackie, who I love as Captain America, I think he deserved a better movie. I think he deserved a more monumental film. It seems like he's just kind of, whether the intention was that or not, it seems like he was just thrown into this movie because they could not get the Hulk for whatever reason. That's what it seems like. I don't know. I don't know what the Hulk's doing during this whole thing. I know he's around. Why hasn't he shown up to take on Thunderbolt Ross? And it brought back memories of the Incredible Hulk, a movie I really enjoyed. I love those characters. I love that story. And it was kind of a bummer because I just did feel like we were almost getting a Hulk sequel without the Hulk in it.
Yeah,
for sure.
And that kind of brought the movie down for me a little. But as a movie itself, it's fun. It's fun to watch. Plenty of action. Sarah and I both watched it. We liked it. We had a good time watching it. It's just the nerd in me that's a little disappointed. You know, it was tough to get past that even when I saw the trailer, like, oh, Red Hulk, but is Hulk going to make an appearance? And nothing happened. So.
You even think the whole time right up until the very end, maybe he will. fucking just randomly show up, but he doesn't.
No.
Spoilers.
So that's my opening thought.
I like this movie. It is easily the worst of the 4 Captain America movies, but it's a pretty high set bar, to be honest. It's not because of Mackie. I love Mackie as Captain America. But the main problem that I have with this movie is that it tried too hard to be Winter Soldier. And it was never going to be as good as Winter Soldier, especially being a Hulk movie without a Hulk. If they had kept it a little more comic book inspired instead of being like super duper serious, I think it would have played out better. I think cutting characters out and changing the look of a pretty well-known villain is not smart. And when the most successful of the Marvel movies seem to embrace their comic book roots a little bit more.
Yeah, you think like globally though, like the leader is like that well known?
I think if you're going for the 4th Captain America movie and it's starring not a Steve Rogers Captain America, I think mostly Marvel fans are going to see this. Mm-hmm. With a vast knowledge of the mythology.
Most Marvel fans.
Most Marvel fans.
Yeah.
And even
mostly Marvel fans.
Sure, Marvel fans.
And just the imagery of the character. I mean, the concept art that they put out was spot on. Like, cool. It was perfect.
With the big head. Yeah.
And, to make it what they did and do the whole, like, exposed brain thing, it's kind of like they were going for something super scary. And, well, I'll get to it because I'm
sure we have a bunch of similar things on this one.
Yeah.
Brian?
I agree mostly with Mark. I think this movie was a very fun mess. It should have been. I mean, a lot of the story beats were along the lines of the Manchurian Candidate,
right?
And I think they were trying to lean in on the Winter Soldier, which was like 3 Days of the Condor, kind of really, the government espionage kind of stuff, which I really dug, and I really wish the movie was more like that and not try to shoehorn the Hulk stuff into it. Do a Hulk movie with the leader. I mean, you've had this character from 2008, the original Hulk movie with Ed Norton and Tim Blake Nelson came out in 2008, the same summer that Iron Man 1 came out. They kicked off the entire MCU, and you've waited all this time to bring him back and you put him in a Captain America movie? I don't get it.
Right.
You could say that about pretty much the majority of the main characters being from that Ed Norton movie.
Agreed. It's
like you said, shoehorned.
It's shoehorned. It's a Hulk movie to try. I don't know if they thought it would try to get asses in the seats, but I think that they could have just come up with a better story, just stuck with the Manchurian Candidate kind of thing. If you want to go that route, go that route. It worked well for the Winter Soldier. And if you want to, readapt another classic spy movie into another Captain America movie, I'm all for it.
Right.
I loved it. I love the Winter Soldier movie. Not to say that this movie was bad. I just think it was a mess. I think they tried to smush too much into one movie. It could have been 2 separate movies.
I don't think they knew what to do with Sam Wilson as Captain America, like to start. Because the show, Falcon and Winter Soldier, was awesome.
It was awesome.
And it was very, kind of that serious espionage
I think they could have had more Bucky instead of just bringing him in as a cameo.
Right.
And have him and Bucky and Joaquin together, fighting whatever, trying to free Isaiah.
Right.
From and have somebody else pulling the strings.
Right.
Don't make it the leader. There are plenty other villains they could pull from. And
if you're not even a Hulk fan, the leader's going to leave you even more confused. It's like,
exactly. And especially if I haven't seen all of these.
He still could have blamed Banner for what happened to him.
Right. And the original Hulk movie with Ed Norton is way bottom of the barrel for even MCU fans.
Right.
Let alone the casual viewer who's coming into this it's a Captain America movie. I'll check it out.
Right.
But who the fuck are these guys?
Right.
So, I liked it, but I think it was a little misguided. It was a bit of a misfire.
I like the term you used, fun mess.
It was a fun mess.
It was fun to watch, but it's definitely a mess of a movie.
Yeah, it's I thought it was fun. I actually liked it better the second time I saw it. It made me think a lot more about the Jack Ryan series, especially with Harrison Ford being in it. When you look at even Civil War, which is a really good movie, the Avengers film gets lost in this really kind of cool story with Baron Zemo, which is not dissimilar from, Winter Soldier. They just threw a bunch of Avengers in there, so it jacked it up. So you don't really care what you're watching when you're watching that movie. But there's a really cool story within that, with this really cool villain that nobody really knows, right? Because Baron Zemo's not the guy. He might be less famous than the leader, but he's a really good villain. I would have thought this movie would have continued where Winter Soldier left off, with maybe Baron Zemo coming back.
Sure, that would have
especially
made
if you have
great.
Thunderbolts happening,
Right.
Which I haven't seen, but I heard is really, really good. There's that story there, and if you watch the show, you can just kind of lead into that. I also, Thor Ragnarok is good. Hulk team-ups are fun, right? As much as She-Hulk is not that, the stuff with her and Hulk is kind of fun. Hulk and Thor together is fun.
Yeah.
Hulk and Sam could have been fun, or Bruce and Sam could have been fun.
Right.
Get rid of Professor Hulk already. But Bruce and Sam could
that
be
needs to
fun.
go.
Them trying to figure it out together. I don't mind Joaquin. I think he's a fun character. He's a cool sidekick.
He was cool. I liked him.
He's a plucky guy. It's cool. But I'm okay.
Plucky rhymes with Bucky.
Oh, for sure. Which we should have just had him in it. But yeah, it's okay. It's an okay movie. I'm not a huge leader guy, but it all kind of makes sense when the film unfolds. You hear the story and you're like, okay, this is how it happens. How do we fit the Hulk into this story so that it's good? And the stuff with the Serpent Society, Giancarlo Esposito, the movie could have been that. There's like two different movies, right? There's the Thunderbolt Ross movie,
Agreed.
and then there's the Serpent Society movie. Giancarlo Esposito is in everything. He's fucking 2025 Sam Jackson. Everybody knows who he is.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who his character is. He's a great bad guy.
Yeah.
That could have been the movie. There's a movie right there. But yeah, it's fun. It's fine. It's not a movie I'll go back to.
No.
It
Seen
just
it
isn't.
once.
I've seen it. It's fine. Yeah. I'll watch the second one.
I would
If I
watch
wanna
the
watch a
Incredible
Captain
Hulk
America movie.
again
Yeah, the Winter Soldier.
over this
And
movie.
I haven't seen that in fucking
You
years.
know,
but yeah, I might too.
I rewatched the Incredible Hulk not too long ago, and I love that Hulk.
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo or Ed Norton. I mean, I kind of go back and forth on them. I liked Mark Ruffalo in Avengers better than Ed Norton. I'm not digging new, clumsy, stuttering Mark Ruffalo. I'll take Ed Norton over that Hulk, Professor Hulk, or kind of goofy Bruce Banner, which you saw a lot more in the later movies. And even though the What If zombie series, he's kind of going around like, oh, what I can't handle that shit. I'll take Ed Norton over that. But early Mark Ruffalo, totally.
And you're
So I'm
right,
with
but
you
the
on
Hulk
that.
himself in that movie was awesome.
Yeah, he was a very scary Hulk.
Yeah.
Scary.
Scary.
He was a very scary Hulk. He looked amazing. He looked like the Hulk. He sounded like the Hulk.
Yeah.
Hulk smash. That's all you needed. And I liked him in Avengers.
In
He's
Ragnarok.
great. He's great in
Ragnarok.
Avengers.
Absolutely.
I think he was at his best in Ragnarok. I really do.
Yeah.
They brought just enough of his intelligence out,
They did.
and he still had all the
his
rage.
Bitch, he wasn't like, he had the rage, but he wasn't total.
No.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, there's some good.
It was a great balance.
Yeah,
in
and like Tito
Ragnarok.
Ultron
said,
Hulk was really
there's
fun.
also great Hulk team ups, you know?
Yeah.
Him fighting the Hulkbuster is a really great scene. I like the Hulk in Ultron.
Yep.
I like Banner in Ultron. I like his story with Scarlet Witch.
Yes.
I think, no, not Scarlet Witch. Black Witch.
Yeah.
I do the same thing because it's Scarlett Johansson.
I know.
But yeah, I don't know. They lost me along the way, I think, with the Hulk as far as the films
Yeah, well,
go.
like they don't know, like Brian said, they don't know what to do with him.
No.
It doesn't seem like they know what to do with them anymore.
And behind the scenes is a weird
they can't
thing
give him
as
his
far as
own
rights
movie.
go.
Yeah.
They can't because Universal owns the rights to distribute a solo Hulk movie, which is why you will never see a solo Hulk movie, and he will only do team-ups in the MCU.
Yeah.
But again, you could have teamed him up with Captain America at some point.
I agree.
Yeah.
You
I
could have brought him
absolutely agree.
in for that last 20 minutes of Red Hulk.
Yeah.
Call in the green guy.
Yep.
Say a line like that.
Or do a callback like MCU is great for, where Sam goes, I know a guy.
Exactly.
You know, like he did with Ant-Man.
Right.
You know, I think I know a guy. You know, and then he makes a call to Banner.
Or we've got a Hulk.
Yeah,
Something
exactly.
like that.
Some kind
So
of
do we.
We've
callback.
got a Hulk.
But
MCU is full of them.
But to not mention it, and I've said this before.
It's like he doesn't
with
even
Batman
exist in this
movies.
world.
I know.
Right.
It's like with Birds of Prey or these Batman movies without Batman, with no explanation as to where he is. I can't get behind that. It just I need to know why Batman's not there. I need to know why Hulk is not here.
Yeah.
And there's no explanation. Unless something happened in She-Hulk I wasn't aware of.
No.
No, it's funny. He doesn't even get mentioned.
Right.
Nope.
There's no mention of.
There's mention of Banner, but there's no
Right,
thought
Banner's
to look for
blood.
the Hulk. There's no thought to say we have a bad Hulk. What's the best way to? I mean, a 5-year-old would be like, get the good Hulk.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's hard for me.
Right,
to
and it's
get
like,
behind.
are they gonna
Or get the less evil Hulk.
get the less?
Well, it's like in the future, like, are they gonna are they gonna explain where he was? Because that's like they kind of did with Civil War. Everybody was wondering like, where's the fucking Hulk?
Yeah,
and it was because he was in fucking space.
Right.
So maybe they'll do that. Hopefully.
Unfortunately, at this point in the MCU, do people really care?
Right.
You
Where the
know,
Hulk is?
honestly, I'm getting to that point. It's so hit and miss lately for the last. What, since 2019, since Infinity War, everything has been...
Endgame or Infinity War. And Endgame was a fine ending.
It was. That was 2019.
It was a good movie. Infinity War was awesome.
So let's say post-pandemic. The MCU post-pandemic, the last 5 years has been so hit and miss.
Oh, yeah, hit and miss.
Guardians 3 is probably the best thing to come out of there.
Guardians 3 held strong.
Film-wise.
Yeah. And granted, like you, I haven't seen Thunderbolts, and I hear it's great, but
it flopped.
I like Shang-Chi.
It did. Not a lot of people went to see it.
Not a lot, because it doesn't have the A-listers.
Right.
You know?
It doesn't, but I think there's another reason, and that's a whole other rant for me.
Okay.
Can I bring it up now? I'll try to keep it short. As much as I love Disney Plus for having all the content where I want it, when I want it, I think it's a huge detriment to the MCU and to a lot of other properties that Disney has bought, because now they're trying to spread themselves so thin by putting content out on Disney Plus, and also put movies out where before they would do 2-3 movies a year and they were perfect. They were great.
Right.
People looked forward to it. It was an event. Now it's like, oh, fuck it, I got Disney Plus. I'll wait till it's streaming. Or, you know, I'm not going to see this. I didn't see the 10 series that they put out that leads up to this show.
Can I add to that real quick?
Absolutely.
Is it because they have put so much content out and it's all continuing, you can get lost now.
You absolutely can.
I was amazed Sarah wanted to watch this movie with me because she has not watched any of the Marvel
Like, what do I
shows.
have to see before to understand everything that's going on?
I never thought I would say I would get franchise fatigue for the MCU, but I really am, and I think I have Disney Plus to fucking blame for.
Yeah.
And as much as I'm looking forward to, even next week, Ironheart is coming out on Tuesday. You know, 5 days from our recording now, 6 days, whatever.
Yeah.
And I want to see it. It's tied into Iron Man, kind of.
Yeah.
It's obviously the MCU.
Right, and you're a huge Iron Man
I'm a huge Iron Man fan, and I will watch it, but my excitement level is so low. Where before, if this was like a movie, Tito, I would have been like, I can't wait for this.
Yeah.
I love the Stark technology.
Well, because
I love seeing robots punching each other.
We've been spoiled with everything.
We have, and I do think it's overload. And I'm going to keep this rant short, but I do blame Disney Plus.
Yeah,
I really think that
James Gunn had a really good comment, because he recently announced the first like greenlit DCU movie that they canceled, and they didn't say which one it was, but he is adamant that he is not going to put out a movie unless the script is good. Yeah. Unless it's a good story.
Did you hear his other comment when people were bitching about the Matt Reeves Batman 2?
No.
No,
about why it's taking so long?
He's like, it's taking long because Matt Reeves is very slow at what he does. It's still going to happen. Let the guy work.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not going to rush
patient. And one of the big like things with the DCU in Warner Brothers is that the stipulation was he's not going to have a quota to meet with things to pump out, because that's how you get sloppy. Right. And that's how you lose.
Yeah, but a movie a
audiences.
year is fine.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll take
We're struggling to get that at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck you, Matt Reeves. You had like 6 as of right now.
That's true.
You're
There
still
is that
sitting
on
in
the
your
other
room
side.
letting that
But
shit cook.
I'd still rather have an awesome second Batman movie that took a long time to make than something that was shoehorned.
I'm with you, Mark.
Rushed. I would, especially since
I'd rather have quality over quantity.
Right, and we had the Penguin to hold us over.
Right.
Which was fan-freaking-tastic.
Which is awesome. Yeah. The Creature Commando show was really good.
I enjoyed that as well.
Peacemaker 2 is coming out, but Peacemaker 2 took a long time.
And we're going to have Superman in less than a month. Right. So, I mean, I'm really looking forward to that as well.
And that's the thing. If the producers had kind of tried to appease us, who are getting like, oh, we want more content, then the content wouldn't be as good. And
DC finds himself in a really good position because they just are like, we'll start all over and we have the biggest superhero that ever lived.
Yeah.
Superman, we'll give you another Superman movie. So that's something to be excited for.
Right.
What Marvel has right now to be excited for is Doom, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's all
I think that's
built on that.
the
really
best
hope they
thing to
don't
come to Marvel right now.
Now, do you think the hype for Doom now is because of Robert Downey Jr.'s casting?
I think there's a lot of that for sure.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. They're bringing back some of the OG.
Because the casual fan remembers him and knows him, whether they know Doom or not. But they know Doom as a character.
Right.
and he's popular enough. Yeah, nobody knew who the fuck Thanos was.
No, it's true.
until
I'm
those
going to
movies
be
came
so
out.
pissed if you see his face all the time. Like,
Who, Doom?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want the mask.
I am really hopefully optimistic for Fantastic Four.
It looks fun.
It does look fun.
Yeah.
And it's kind of different. And that's why I think I was never really a huge Fantastic Four fan, but it just looks so different and it looks fun.
Right.
Agreed.
And that's why I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, new
Great
spins,
cast.
new styles.
Yeah.
That's
Great
how I
cast.
felt about Guardians of the Galaxy. When that first came
Yeah.
out, I'm like, oh, that'll never work.
Right.
Who the fuck are these guys?
It's not like
And it was like one of the best things I had seen, like from the early MCU.
And it's a period piece, right? Am I not mistaken?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
takes
like
place in the
yeah.
1960s.
Yeah.
I like that.
Or
we're-
an alternate 1960s.
I like that we're going back to that. We're going back to some classic costumes
Yeah.
and classic designs.
Absolutely.
And this is a perfect way to bring a 1960s, like an alternate team into the MCU
Yeah.
and not have to do all modern.
Yeah.
Like the original fucking Marvel. The
Exactly.
Fantastic
Right.
Four was the
Exactly.
All right, you guys ready
first
for
garbage
that?
comic
Yeah,
ever
let's
put
go.
out.
Let's get off
we should
this
jump on
and-
that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
down.
Captain
You'll be
America
evil.
Brave New World, directed by Julius Ona, written by literally 5 different people, and it shows. Story by 3 of those guys, and starring Anthony Mackie, Harrison Ford, Danny Ramirez, Carl Lumley, Tim Blake Nelson, Zosha Rockmore, and Shira Haas. A little bit of trivia: Layla Taylor, who is played by Zosha Rockmore, is an actual love interest character from Cap and the Falcon. Another 2 characters pulled from the comics are Commander Dumphy, who is a SEALs commander in this movie. He's an ally. And in the comics, he was sometimes called D-Man or Demolition Man.
Right.
But not half as cool as Stallone. He kind of looked like a circus strongman found Daredevil's yellow and red, as well as Copperhead, Sidewinder's right-hand man. Speaking of Sidewinder, Giancarlo Esposito was cast as Sidewinder during reshoots when it was decided to go more serious than comic book. Originally, he was not written in the role, and the role was actually 2 Serpent Society members, one played by Seth freaking Rollins of the WWE, current Mr. Money in the Bank, in case you were curious, and Alita Battle Angels Rosa Salazar.
Oh, I like her.
Yeah, as a fairly well-known character, Diamondback.
She was supposed to be in this.
Yes, and
I
there's
love
actually
her.
set pictures of her in the actual costume, and and this is what I mean, like, it's a comic accurate costume, so you could tell looking at the picture, oh, that's fucking Diamondback. Oh, cool.
Yeah, there's so many writers on this, and Malcolm Spellman, who did Falcon and Winter Soldier, did such a good job. I wonder if they just worry like maybe this couldn't translate to film,
right?
Even though he made an 8-hour-long fucking movie that's pretty awesome. So I don't know. Keep in line with what you're doing.
Yeah,
that's where they shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah. All right, let's go. President-elect Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross waits backstage to celebrate his victory, but is pensive. He pops out one of his soon-to-be famous Chekhov pills before taking the stage and thanking the American people. He brings up the Snap and the Celestial and the Ocean, in case anyone forgot about them.
We tried.
While he preaches of togetherness, newscasters show clips reminding the audience of Ross's past with a flashback scene of General Ross flipping out at a conference post-Harlem Hulk showdown. Followed by his reckless quest against the Hulk.
A mustachioed Harrison Ford.
That's right. Followed by his reckless quest against the Hulk and the estrangement of his daughter Betty. 5 months later, Joaquin Torres is on an aircraft monitoring movement in Mexico. Eagle One comes in. It's Cap. Cap flies in and makes a landing at the base of operations they've been sent to. That's a cool thing where he lands and he's like, wait for it.
Superhero landing.
Yeah. He beats down on some soldiers, combining shield attacks with his wing attacks, not to mention his vibranium-fused uniform, like building up the power.
Yeah, the kinetic energy.
Despite a package being priority, Sam decides to rescue hospitals. Rescue hostages that Redbird...
Bring them to hospitals.
Right.
That's right.
Sam decides to rescue hostages that Redbird, the drone, picks up on scans.
Red Wing,
that's right. Redbird is someone else. Torres also realizes that Sidewinder's there, the leader of a rogue mercenary group called Serpent. He tells the hostages he's not leaving until he gets the money that he was supposed to receive, asking the location of the buyer.
That was supposed to be a movie that became Civil War, Captain America versus the Serpent Society.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you remember when they initially were releasing like Phase whatever?
Yeah.
It was Captain America versus the Serpent Society. And then
God.
psych, it's Captain America Civil War. And everybody went crazy. They should have just made the fucking Captain America versus the Serpent Society movie.
It would have been good.
Because nobody knows who the fuck anybody is
Do you think
anyways.
they were too afraid that it would be compared to Cobra? And those G.I. Joe movies were so goofy that
Oh, maybe.
you know?
But I don't know. They made Batroc the Leaper fucking cool, man.
I know, they really did.
right.
And I like that character. He's fun. That's a fun ass comic book
Yeah.
character. That shit don't translate to real world.
No.
Right. They made him fucking awesome. They made George St. Pierre fucking awesome in the show and in Winter Soldier. He's fucking good, man.
So what's your favorite? What's your superpower? I do leapfrog.
The flip.
Before he can have the hostages killed, he gets the report of Captain America being on site and orders an evac of the package, a metal canister. As Cap kicks some soldiers' asses and rescues the hostages, Torres reminds him of the package getting further away. Cap begrudgingly allows him to suit up in the Falcon gear to go after the package while Cap faces off against a very strong soldier, Copperhead, who they didn't really say his name, but he's in the cast listing, he is Copperhead. Yeah. Falcon secures the package as Cap finishes Copperhead off. At his late wife's grave, Ross tells his Secret Service guard, Layla Taylor, that Betty hasn't spoken to him in years and that his presidency is mainly to do some good and save face with her so that she can see that he's actually changed.
Well, his dad changes all the time. Looks like Sam Elliott 1 minute.
I know.
And looks like William Hurt. Now it's like, my dad can't keep an appearance.
That's true.
Then he shaved his mustache.
I know.
Yeah, well, that don't
Who
work,
the hell
by
is
the
this
way.
guy?
He can't give mustache rides anymore. That's a shame.
Certainly not.
You don't know.
Ross has a treaty that needs to work in order for his first 100 days in office to be marked as a success. I'm not even going to go there. The package is connected to that treaty. Cap speaks with Dunphy, a SEAL team leader, about the strangeness of the mission. There was supposed to be a handoff, and the location is an odd location for that, not to mention that there was no buyer. Torres comes in, and Sam gives him a hard time. Sam tells him that he's going to bring him to someone to help him train to become the new Falcon permanently. That person is Isaiah Bradley, the former super soldier betrayed by his country. We get a little workout with Sam and Isaiah, some ribbing and rib bruising. Mm-hmm. Sam gets a call from Ross.
And Isaiah was introduced in the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV series.
Yes.
So those
Was he? I think he might have. Wasn't he in Winter Soldier or something?
No, he's only in the show.
Oh.
Yeah, he was just in the series.
I thought he had been around for a while longer.
No.
Oh, yeah, because his grandson's in that show, too. And his grandson becomes...
one of the Young Avengers, whatever that character's name. It's not the Patriot, is it?
It is Patriot.
Is that his name,
yeah.
Patriot?
But he's not... I mean, he didn't stick around the Young Avengers for a while, for very long. I don't think he's a mainstay. Anyway.
He's a fill-in.
A fill-in?
A fill-in.
He's a fill-in.
It's a first.
Chilling like a fill-in.
Sheer version. Brave no
So Isaiah doesn't approve of Captain America answering to the president, especially Ross. He doesn't think he has any business working for the government, but Sam thinks it's important to be seen as a symbol to the people of America standing by the president to give them hope in these dark times.
Yeah.
Sam lets him know that they were invited to the White House. He made sure that Isaiah got an invite too, and in a flash, the three are in a limo on their way. At the White House event, the three take a selfie as they enter. Layla, Sam's inside contact, comes and ushers Sam to meet with the president. Ross thanks Sam for coming and for helping in Mexico. He tells him he wants Cap to help him rebuild the Avengers. Sam asks why the change of heart, and Ross says he represents the American people now. He admits that he was misguided in the past. In a large room, the audience sits around a glass digital display where Ross steps into the center of, making a speech. When the celestial mass arrived in the ocean in Eternals, for those who didn't see it, which was probably a lot of people.
Yeah.
It wasn't me.
Countries began to squabble over it, trying to exploit what could be found. He tells of the discovery
Resources.
Right. He tells of the discovery of adamantium, which I'm sure everybody has heard of.
The years went up. Oh, adamantium.
Yeah.
All right.
Which is stronger than vibranium.
What other character associated with it is not going to be in this movie?
That's true. That's true. The first and only sample of said adamantium was stolen from a Japanese facility by Sidewinder, but has been retrieved by Captain America.
Yeah, but it's cool because it's the first time that any mention of the X-Men, any
reference to Fox,
is being brought into the MCU.
Right.
So that's kind of cool.
He thanks Sam and Joaquin. He warns that history will judge them for what happens next, but through a treaty, he seeks to share it with the world peacefully so that all nations may be enhanced by its possible applications. Suddenly, the song "Mr. Blue" is heard. Isaiah.
Dabu dee dabu die.
No, not that one. No.
That would have been fun.
If I was green, I would die. Eiffel 66?
45? Eiffel
72?
I don't know.
Hut?
Anyway, they used that song in Iron Man 3.
Oh, that's right, they do.
Yeah, at the very beginning.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Isaiah stands up abruptly, walking towards the Secret Service man and stripping him of his firearm. He turns and fires at the glass towards the president before being stopped by Sam. As chaos erupts, several other people in the room also attempt to attack Ross. Even more other people begin attempting to assassinate other world leaders in the room.
Eiffel 65. Okay. So both Derek and I were right. I said 45. You said 66.
I was thinking Order 66.
Yeah.
Should have been carried out against Eiffel 65.
And that's math. That's math.
That's right. Even more other people begin to attempting to assassinate other world leaders in the room. Ruth Bat Saraf also fights them off. She is a former Black Widow, now working as Ross's security advisor. Bradley attempts to escape.
She's tiny.
She is. She's
I want her to be in every fucking movie, man.
Such an adorable little fighter, man. Yes.
I want to put her in my pocket.
She fit.
She is. She's super tiny, especially compared to everybody else in the
I
film.
know.
Tiny.
Bradley attempts to escape and is surrounded, asking Sam what's happening, unaware of what's going on. He's terrified of going back into prison. He surrenders. That fucking scene is heartbreaking. Like watching him just like kind of be like, realize something bad happened. I'm going to jail.
Oh,
I'm not going back.
I don't want to go back.
Yeah,
I can't make it. In a bunker, Sam speaks with Ruth and Ross. Sam is convinced that Isaiah was not acting on his own behalf. The others are not convinced. Bat Saraf informs them that there were 5 shooters, and the other 4 were active Secret Service and military, and that it was a coordinated terrorist attack.
This is where, as much as I like Sam and I love that show, this is where he's lacking, because Steve Rogers, he went with Steve Rogers on the run. He fought with Steve Rogers for years.
That's right.
Right.
Him and Isaiah Bradley should have broke out of that motherfucker together and been trying to
figure it out.
The
on
movie
their own
should be
while they're
them
on the
trying to
move.
figure it out. Right.
Right.
That's a fun ass movie, like some old broken down
Instead of
fucking
leaving him in there.
dude. And, yeah, and they're just trying to make.
2 days
But then
left
it
till
becomes a little
retirement.
bit too much Winter Soldier, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I like that idea better, not just letting him rot in prison. Because Cap wouldn't have done that.
I don't know. Carl Lumley, all those scenes when he is in the prison, fucking phenomenal.
For sure.
His performances, and we wouldn't have that. She mentions that the song that was heard before the attack. She mentions the song that was heard before the attack, and Sam tells him Bradley looked like he was in a trance, and asks if he can have some time to investigate this on his own first. Ross says he shouldn't be there in these situations, and that he's not Steve Rogers. He tells Ruth to end this so that the treaty can happen. Also, Ross pops his 3rd pill of the film. Popping pills. Sam goes to visit Bradley. Bradley swears that he doesn't know what happened. He recalls the day. He breaks down and pleads with Sam to forget about him, convinced he's going to die in prison. And in a security room, Ruth requests a copy of the tape of their meeting, having arranged the visit secretly to obtain more intel. Torres has hacked into the White House security. Bradley's strange behavior reminds Sam of Bucky's past as the Winter Soldier. He mentions something about Bradley's phone being on the fritz, and Torres confirms that after he sent the selfie they took to Bradley, his phone was flashing strangely. He also sees it happen to another shooter who's sitting in the big room. Elsewhere, Ruth is reviewing footage as well, and while also noticing the flashing lights on the phones, suddenly realizing there may be some truth. Ross calls a soldier who confirms that he's looking at the prisoner while staring at a wall. Sam wonders why a buyer who wouldn't show would have hired Serpent in the first place. What if they wanted Captain America to show up? What if they wanted them at the White House? Torres asks how someone would be able to predict all that. Sam asks him to find out info on Ruth. As he hangs up, Sam is fired upon while driving by Sidewinder. He blows up his truck.
You got Mark's laptop?
No, I can't really see the side. And I didn't bring my mouse,
honey. You're doing a good job.
I gotta use the down key instead.
Don't listen to the bad man.
As he hangs up, Sam is fired upon while driving by Sidewinder. He blows up his truck and shoots at arriving police before engaging with a still alive Sam. Sam did not die. Spoiler. Who is again reminded by Sidewinder's attacks that he's not Steve. He tells Sam that the buyer told him that all of this would happen. He told him if he'd survived the grenade, the one that blew up the truck, there was a 77% chance.
There's a lot of that in this movie.
Yeah.
Where people are reminding Sam that he's not Steve.
Right.
He does it to himself too.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a lot whining.
Which I think I felt like they covered that in the show.
Yeah,
already.
exactly.
No, it is what it is.
I like in the end though when he says like he cusses out Bucky. He's like, I should have taken the serum.
Yeah.
Bucky. So there was a 77% chance he'd try to talk Sidewinder down. After some more fighting, he takes him down. Sam answers Sidewinder's phone, and an ominous voice congratulates him and warns that he's not going to like what happens next. At the White House, the world leaders question Ross's strength hiding in his bunker. India and France's leaders agree to be patient and go along with the treaty as long as he can get Japan back to the fold. Cap asks Torres to trace the last call from the cell phone. Sam sees on footage that Isaiah had Ross in his crosshairs but missed the shot. Torres asks why you'd set something up like this only to have the assassin miss. He also locates the location. That was stupid, Derek. He also locates the location of the call coming from the middle of nowhere in West Virginia.
It's coming from inside the house. It's coming from inside the White House.
From the Lincoln bedroom.
Coming.
No.
Ruth visits the prison again to question each of the shooters herself, but as she enters the hallway, she sees the soldier she had get Sam to visit Bradley walking to the cells and ignoring her as she calls to him. He opens the cell door and fires into the shooters before killing himself in front of her. Mr. Blue plays on his walkie-talkie. What do they call those? Just a CB radio?
Yeah, like a walkie-talkie.
Yeah, walkie-talkie is what came to mind, and I'm like, comms?
How about
kind of on those comms? Yeah, there you go.
Two-way radio.
Right. They're walking and they're talking.
They're on comms.
Yeah.
You know what this movie needs? A love interest.
Hulk.
Yeah.
Steve got a few. Bucky got a few.
Sam never
She's
had
not
to
a love interest. She's not.
There's
She's
no.
not. This guy has no penis.
They should have had.
He's just obsessed with like saving Earth, and that's all he does. He's not into women. He's not into dudes. Nothing.
There's nothing wrong with
He's
that.
some fucking neutered loser that nobody cares
asexual.
about. Yeah, I mean they do that. They do that sometimes.
On Air Force One, Ross orders Layla, the love interest, Tito, to have Sam and Torres located and brought in.
If you gotta tell me more than once, then they're not doing a good job.
They got some chemistry. I mean, they didn't write any lines.
They're cool, but that's it. They're just kind of cool.
No, you're not buying that he's
not
tapping
like Bucky and his sister in the the show.
And this one
not like that date he went on with the girl. Not like Peggy and Steve. Not like Sharon and Steve. Not even like fucking Natasha and Steve.
Yeah.
This dude is not getting any. He's
Natalie
just
Dormer.
stressed. I feel bad for him. He's just fucking stressed all the time.
Yeah.
Trying to live up to Steve Rogers.
Take the serum then.
He needs a girl. I don't think he needs the serum. I think he needs some love.
Take the love.
Love, whatever, and whatever form that comes.
Serum.
Even if it's Joaquin. If it's Joaquin, it's Joaquin.
If it's Joaquin.
Just have it fucking, give him something.
Give him some love.
Yeah.
So Ross orders Layla to have Sam and Torres located and brought in after learning that they've gone off grid. He receives a call from the black site guard he spoke to earlier, who tells him he has moved the prisoner before being shot in the back of the head. The voice greets Ross.
Ouch.
The voice from before. Ross recognizes who it is. He tells Ross that he helped him and wanted his life back, but Ross screwed him over. He threatens that after he's done, the world will know who Ross really is, and Betty will despise him. After the truck breaks down, after their truck breaks down, Sam and Torres make their way through the woods to Camp Echo 1. They send Red Wing to cut the fence. To cut the fucking fence, and remove the security feed. They manage to break into the bunker, arriving on ward floor that is empty and dark, like a hospital in a Scream movie. They note that there's no prisoners, and they find a heavy-duty safe-style door that leads to a lab in a prison cell. The door locks behind them as they enter. As they look around, Sam finds framed degrees of Samuel Stearns, a familiar name, as well as infograph pictures of various people, including the shooters and Bradley. Torres also finds evidence of experiments with lights, and Sam also finds a file on Ross with scans and notes of a prescription and some pills. In Tokyo,
he's a pill popper.
He is. He's got an issue. He's got a problem.
Well, we know he's got a heart condition because he said in one of the former movies.
He has surgery or whatever. Yeah, I think it
might have been
Civil War.
Was this? Yeah,
like
it was Civil War.
Because he says it to Black Widow.
He shows him all the rubble.
It was Civil War when he said that he had a heart attack.
And she's there to and Bucky. That's when Bucky kills the No, then it was Winter Soldier.
No, I think
no, Civil War. Never mind. Civil War is
it was Civil War because when he was turning them all against each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He shows up. He starts showing the videos from Sokovia and New York, and
that's right.
He mentioned something,
and that's when he discloses he had a heart attack while he was golfing. Tito, be careful.
Yeah, dude. Listen, I like to keep it cool while I'm out there. I like to keep it cool.
In Tokyo, Ross meets with the Prime Minister. He accuses Ross of setting up the theft of the sample, setting America up to swoop in as a hero. Ross denies, and the Prime Minister hands him intel from his intelligence, because that's where intel comes from.
It does. It
does.
Shorthand, Derek.
Yeah. So, you know what? I think I may have been slightly inebriated or
high.
Buzzed. Sorry.
Excuses.
Ross tells him
The jokes are great, though. See, it all pans out.
Ross tells him he's naive and tells him he's being played. Back in the cell, Sam and Torres figure out we've known from the start, that it's an optic mind control. Stearns appears on the other side of the prison bars. He brings up more probabilities. His mind sees it all, and we see all of it, unfortunately, as he turns a light on to reveal a deformed face and head with a partially exposed brain. He asks why Sam is helping Ross, and that even though Ross knows he's behind this, he's letting Bradley take the fall. As Sam goes to attack him, he's hit with a sonic blaster from above before Stearns is joined by several mind-controlled guards.
Dude, he's good, man.
Was he waiting for the Hulk?
He's like, don't be boring.
I love that line.
That's just
don't be boring.
Don't be boring.
Do you think maybe he was originally waiting for the Hulk?
I was.
I would have been.
He actually plays. You know what I like? I don't mind the brain as much as I do the color of his skin. It looks painted on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It looks like paint.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look natural. The brain doesn't bother me. It's the color of his skin looks painted on.
It looks better when he's in the light at the end, when he turns himself in.
Yes.
I feel like the shade of green it looks more...
natural.
Not natural.
Well, for him. Yeah. Comic accurate natural.
That's like makeup.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that dude's green.
I mean, he is green.
He should be green, but it looked like he was painted green.
Right.
He should be a skinnier, mustached Hulk with a giant brain.
Green.
Because that's what he was.
That's what he was.
He was not this. But I'll get there. Continue.
Okay. Stearns leaves, and the two battle it out with the soldiers. Ruth arrives and joins the boys. I think I refer to them a few times moving forward, the boys.
Yeah.
As
Sam and Joaquin?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a lot to type.
All right, yeah.
As Ruth argues with the FBI arriving to take Sam and Torres in, the radios start playing Mr. Blue again, and the agents begin trancing out. The three manage to escape, speeding off. Ross is informed that the intel for Japan appears to be true, and that Osaki has begun an advance on the site of the Celestial in the Indian Ocean. As Ross is bombarded with advisors, he smashes his fist against a marble table, cracking it slightly, which no one bats an eye.
He's strong.
He decides that the U.S. will take control of the adamantium before Japan if they are going to refuse the treaty. Layla warns him of a war breaking out. Ross says that he was a wartime general and will gladly be a wartime president. Our three heroes meet up with Dunphy and his team. Torres plays Mr. Blue to make sure none of them are compromised. Sam speaks to Sidewinder, who's chained up. He bargains for immunity or reduced sentence in exchange for info. He tells him about Ross not removing the gamma from Stearns and instead exposing him to Moore, creating the Thinker as his own think tank, giving Ross an edge. His failure to free Stearns is what Stearns is doing all this for. The intel from Japan turns out to be the payment from Stearns to Sidewinder was from a CIA black fund. Sam asks Dunphy to have the pills that he found examined before he, Torres, and Ruth go after Ross, who is en route to the Indian Ocean. Sam and Torres land on board the battleship, followed by Ruth. Layla leads them to see Ross. Ross is pissed to see Sam, who offers to have the conversation in public if he'd like. He starts bringing up what he knows. In private, Sam informs him of Stearns' full plan. He also shows him the data of Ross that was found in Stearns' lab, and Ross is angered even more when confronted about it, skirting around the questions. After being pushed further, he tells Sam he was dying of heart failure, but Stearns figured it out and began giving him pills to help to keep him healthy. Stearns had to take the fall for Harlem, collateral damage. He says he had to survive so that Betty would know that there was more to him than the general who sent the army after her boyfriend.
I feel like, very quickly, the movie is done. Without the leader or anything, you've got, what's his name? Giancarlo Esposito's the head bad guy in this movie. Sidewinder. The sleeper agents thing is very cool. You can keep that in there. And the buyer should have been an after-credit scene introducing the leader, and then we go forward into a Hulk and a Red Hulk.
It's kind of like how we found out Sharon Carter.
Sharon Carter was the what's her name?
I forget
producer or something, whatever.
Liaison.
Yeah, whoever.
She's not a good guy.
No. Whoever.
Unfortunately.
Whoever. But yeah, I think this movie could actually end when he stops the two fighter pilots and kind of shuts it all down, and they even everything out.
Or you could even rearrange the things so they find the lab, or someone finds a lab, and the leader makes a big reveal at the end, and that's where we should have been.
And kind of leave it like tease the Red Hulk at the very end,
and then do whatever you have to do to get a team up with the Hulk in the movie with Captain America, so you can still keep it a Captain America movie, but now they're gonna get the Hulk.
Yep.
I should be writing this shit.
You should.
So above them in the sky, Mr. Blue starts taking control of fighter pilots who fire upon Japan's fleet. Ross sets Cap and Falcon to take the planes down safely. They attempt.
Dude, I will say those scenes of them flying against the fighter pilots.
Yeah,
awesome,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Like breaking the sound barrier.
Well, that's part of the fun of the fun mess.
So good.
Yeah, it was really fun to watch those.
Yeah,
scenes.
So good.
Yeah.
They attempt to get the Japanese pilots to go back to their fleet, but are fired upon by the two American pilots.
Yeah, they don't speak English.
Yep. The Japanese return fire, which are taken out by intercept missiles.
That'll screw everything up. Hey, it's okay. We're okay.
But you know what?
I don't understand you, guy. I'm going to blow you up.
In the beginning, Sam Wilson speaks fucking Japanese to the prime minister.
Yeah.
So you would think that maybe, I think they forgot about that. Those five writers.
Or maybe you can't scream through the cockpit of a fucking F-16 when it's going Mach 3. And
it could be.
Work. That's true.
your words are 1,000 miles back there.
Could you zoom up to the window and be like, "Hey"?
He needs to blow hot air on it and then write stop through the fucking.
Just do a heart. I love you.
Yeah.
Don't shoot.
Surrender Dorothy. Do a Surrender Dorothy kind of thing. Yeah,
bomb on the bus.
Good guy. Bomb on bus.
I know. Why not just
Bomb on
spell it
bus.
out with their jetpacks?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Skywrite it. It's fucking hilarious.
The Japanese instead return fire, which are taken out by intercept missiles and the boys. He urges Ross to contact the prime minister and tell him what's happening, asking him to pull back his pilots. Ross, unwilling to be completely honest with Osaki and also hearing Stern's voice on his headset, prodding him to let out his anger and rage. As Sam and Torres save the day, the news allows Ross to regain composure before hulking out. Stearns shakes with frustration and screams out, "Come on." The Japanese realize every time someone screams out like that,
it's gone.
That's what they get. The Japanese realize that Cap saved them, and a heavily injured Torres is hoisted up from the ocean. As Sam views Torres having surgery, he's joined by Bucky, who gives him a pep talk of his own.
It's like Goose.
Yep.
Great scene. That's a great scene with him and Bucky. It's a really good scene.
It is, and I love this is somewhat similar to the end of Endgame.
Yeah.
When Bucky,
you're taking all the stupid with you,
right?
Yeah,
especially with how they started, because they kind of hated each other when they first met.
And I love how much they hate each other.
Right,
it's so fun to watch.
That scene in the car with the backseat. Can you move the seat up? No. Elsewhere, Dunphy and his squad are at a training facility where he receives a call from his contact who lets him know that the report came in that the pills contained gamma. As he goes to make the call to Sam, Stearns, a different Sam, Stearns uses an ear-piercing sonic frequency device to bring him to his knees and eventually killing him. So we get no chance of seeing D-Man or Demolition Man.
Somehow it blows up his heart, though.
Right.
Which is cool.
Back at the White, is it his heart or his...
He says something
brain?
about...
I can't remember.
It stops him and it affects his heart somehow. I think
blood flow. Something to do with blood. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a fucking super
You're not
genius.
a doctor.
I'm not a super genius.
Damn it, Jim. I'm a Tito, not a doctor.
You better believe it. Wessel.
Nuclear Wessel.
Nuclear Wessel.
I do have an accent. Back at the White House, Ross calls Betty, who answers. She apologizes for not calling him after the attack. A minor reconciliation happens as Ross tells her that he's trying to be a better person, hoping to take a walk to the cherry blossoms who he took her to as a child. He enters the Rose Garden at the White House for a press conference where he prepares to announce the treaty. While this happens, Stearns turns himself into Sam outside the hospital where Torres is. While this happens, Stearns turns himself into Sam outside the hospital. As Ross takes questions on the lawn, he's confronted again about the intel. He gets defensive, and after Stearns turning himself in, miraculously becomes news complete with Stearns' revelation of Ross's betrayal and appearing on everyone's phones for some reason. The questions send Ross over the edge. An hour and 30 minutes into this film, we finally get the arrival of the Red Hulk, which Stearns had devised from the start. Having not learned anything from dealing with the Green Hulk, they begin to fire upon the Red Hulk before Cap arrives and the finale begins. After destroying the garden and part of the White House, Sam lures Red Hulk away and away from more population, striking him with vibranium razor projectiles a la Warren Worthington III.
I don't like that he doesn't talk. Red Hulk can speak.
Red Hulk, yeah.
I would have liked him to be able to talk. I thought that would have been fun. I get he's new, so he's he's angry and shit, but
there is one shot that I absolutely loved. I'm doing a drawing based on it where you see him on top of the White House. It's
I love that.
Engulfed in flames, and the American flag is waving in the back. I'm like, I gotta capture that moment, man.
You're beautiful. Can I draw you?
Draw me like one of your French Hulks. Is how Red Hulk would sound if he talked. That's probably why I am Red Hulk.
Yeah.
They wind up on the boulevard surrounded by the cherry blossoms. A little much. Sam tries to calm Ross down, but that doesn't go over well. He manages to wound him against the wings. He manages to wound him with the wings, but he also gets knocked down hard a few times himself. Red Hulk rips a charged wing off of Cap and starts to crush his head through his helmet, but Sam kicks in a protruding vibranium shard, taking Hulk down slightly. As Red Hulk leaps to smash Cap, Sam uses his remaining charged up wing to stab him as he lands, which creates a blast, knocking them both down. When he tries to calm him and he talks about the cherry blossoms, I want to know how he knew about that.
How about you call in Betty?
Right.
Yeah, bring
call in
Betty.
Betty,
Come on down and
worked with
control
the Green
your
Hulk.
father.
Exactly.
Right.
Absolutely.
He doesn't know about
We
Betty.
know Betty's around.
Hey,
She
big guy.
shows up.
Sun's getting real low.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's call Betty. Or
Well, it's like, what does he know as being like an ancillary character?
He basically does the same thing Betty would have done, and he talks the Red Hulk down instead of fighting him or subduing him with violence or whatever, which would have been cooler, I think.
He only knew what Steve told him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? He was the guy sitting in the other room while everybody else is making decisions.
Red Hulk emerges from the rubble, and a badly wounded Sam approaches the beast. He tries one last time to get through to Ross. Sam tells him he believes he really is trying to change and that he can show the world and Betty that he's right by standing down. And like the whisper of a black widow, a falling cherry blossom petal lands and cools the rage, sending him back to Ross form.
That's all it took, a cherry blossom.
And his pants get longer. I love that shit, man. His pants are still long. I love that shit.
Before going to the hospital, Sam picks up Bradley, freeing him from the prison. Postscript, the news talks about White House restorations and the treaty going through. On the raft, Sam visits Ross, who, despite being in a cell, is calm and accepting of his situation.
I'll tell you what I don't like about the raft. I'll tell you what I like about it first. I like that it keeps coming up.
Yeah.
What I don't like is that when they're walking through the raft, give me somebody in there every once in a while. A guy, all these empty give me like a guy to be like, holy shit.
What's the point of having it if nobody's using it?
Let me see somebody every once in a while.
A little like fun cameo.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping
It's
for.
like Arkham Asylum and Batman and Robin when you get to see the Riddler and Two-Face's suits. Yes.
Yeah.
Show somebody.
Zemo's fucking anybody.
There's a
What
lot
happened to Abomination? Was Abomination?
Right, exactly. No,
Abomination is in there?
Abomination is doing cage fights with with Wong now.
No, but no, he gets
He
free
still
because
is
he's in
doing
She-Hulk.
Now, what
he's
happened
at
to him
that
after She-Hulk?
retreat.
Yeah.
I think
I don't know.
I think he
I don't-
gets away. I can't
Nothing.
remember.
Does he? I forget what happened.
I don't think he
got back
does.
there, did he?
I don't think he
Get
gets
away.
captured.
He didn't
And then
get
there's
captured?
a girl. There's a woman from something that was in there. Jessica Jones, the blonde.
No, Jessica Jones was was on the show.
No, I know, but the girl from that show, her friend from the first season.
The friend.
She ends up turning evil. At the, cat something. And she's
Kat Von
there.
D.
Yep.
No.
Before going,
Give me somebody.
Agreed.
That's all. Give me somebody.
Absorbing Man.
Yeah.
Put another Hulk. You
Whoever.
have every Hulk person in there anyway.
Sam.
Throw in Nick Nolte. Remember?
Nolte would have been great.
That shit Absorbing Man compilation father character. I mean, at this point.
Sam visits Ross, who, despite being in a cell, is calm and accepting of his situation. Sam tells him that Ross's actions spoke volumes about his character and lets him know that the Accords went through. He leaves and tells Ross he has another visitor. Surprise, surprise, it's fucking Betty.
Surprise, surprise. I like how Ross is like, what do I care? And it's like, oh, I thought that was the whole reason for you becoming president. You fucking asshole. You should just not become president then. What do I care if the Accords went through? It's like, yeah, okay. I like, they got the most random fucking countries involved.
Yeah.
Japan,
France,
and fucking France.
Switzerland.
Well, India makes sense because India is near the Indian Ocean, which is where the Celestial is.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, France, not so much. Like, and where's England? Like you would
Where's
think
England?
like Charles is over there.
Japan all the way over here.
Like
Charles is
So then, what does that mean for? What does it mean for Japan? Did they already have a Celestial?
No.
If they have previously had adamantium, or did they steal the adamantium first?
No, they were the adamantium was in
the Celestial
in a Japanese research facility. Like they had kind of
they stole it from the Celestial first.
Well, yeah,
right.
They
were the first ones to get a piece to find to like discover it.
They chipped off a little bit.
Technically, I mean, I guess it's like Eddie Izzard, no flag, no country. Japan maybe should have planted a flag on the Celestial. Right.
Wow. I thought it was a Weapon X reference, but then I remembered, it's not Japan. That was Canada. The Japanese Wolverine was a whole different.
It was a Japanese scientist, but in Canada.
So but very quickly I'm like, ooh, Weapon X. They took it from because that was the Canadians. Oh, I can't remember.
Sam visits Joaquin in the hospital. Torres tells Sam he just wanted to be like him someday, which is why he pushed so hard to be Falcon. He says he wants the pressure and responsibility just like him. In a post-credits scene, Sam visits Stearns on the raft. Stearns warns Sam of what he's seen coming in the probabilities. He's aware of multiverses and that something is coming from others are coming from another world.
Is he next to Ross? Is he talking to him?
No, different cell.
While Betty is talking to Ross? Because that's hilarious.
The thing.
That'd be hilarious.
Both Stearns and Ross are both in these like big round chambers that have multiple cells in them, but they're the only ones.
There's nobody in there. That's so stupid.
They got to fill them up.
Yep.
Where's Rhino?
He's in the Sony raft.
Craven is what he is.
And that's Captain America.
Vulture or somebody. I don't know. Anybody.
The Beetle. How about Speed Demon? Somebody from the Sinister Syndicate,
Somebody.
Right.
I don't know.
I'm on a raft. Wrong Beetle.
All right.
That's
Captain America: Brave New World.
That's a Brave New World.
Formerly known as New World Order.
That's right, but they changed it.
Yeah, New World Order.
WWE was going to sue. No, I'm kidding.
Those jerks.
Is that true?
No. Mark, favorite scene, buddy.
I love Cap fighting Red Hulk. I had to wait for it, but there it was. I like Cap and Falcon taking out the fighter planes. Like Tito said, that's an amazing, fun scene.
Yeah.
And I love Assassin Mind Control. I love sleeper agents and everything.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
if this was just a sleeper agent movie, I would have been happy. Manchurian Candidate.
Just keep it as Manchurian Candidate, man. I would have loved that storyline in a
Stranger
Marvel
Things
movie.
when all of a sudden half of the people respond to the entity, and I think season 3 they just start walking. Anything like that. Even in
They turn to the little goop monster, and then they get to the giant goop monster.
Even the Super Battle of the Super Sons, Batman Superman movie, when Starro reveals who's been taken over, and people just randomly start coming out of their mouths. That's awesome. Yeah. I like that kind of stuff.
Cool. Ross finally turning into Red Hulk at the White House is definitely a standout. And the opening with Sam and Torres taking on the Serpent Society.
Yeah.
In name only. It's a good opening. It's a good cold opening kind of thing for a Marvel movie. And there's other stuff I like, but those two are.
These are what stood
out.
Stood out.
Yeah. I like the Falcon fighting the Red Hulk too, but I was a little disappointed with the way the outcome ended with him just talking him out of fighting.
Right.
I thought that was a little lame. But that being said, I did really like the fight with the fighter jets with the Japanese fleet advancing on the celestial entity island, whatever you want to call it. That was just fan-freaking-tastic. That's Captain America. Give me more of that.
Yeah. The stuff.
Keep the Red Hulk for a Hulk movie.
Yeah, that Top Gun stuff is fucking phenomenal.
And they added like, he's been in a few of these movies now, and he's fought as Falcon with the wings. Yet they're still coming up with cool things for them to do with the wings.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
yeah.
But that stuff and at the Bucky Sam scene, I just absolutely love it.
Yeah, they're great together.
It's reminiscent of the series, and it almost stands out in a weird way. Like, oh, this is a really nice moment between the two of them in a movie that was probably really, really good, and they were like, no, keep that scene. And we'll work around the rest of it. Like,
here's what you could have had.
I definitely liked it more the second time around. The first time around, I was like, eh. The second time around watching it, I was like, okay, it makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
What the leader's doing. And Tim Blake Nelson is like, he's really, really good.
He is.
At this film. A lot of his scenes he's very, very good. I haven't seen the 2008 movie in so long, but I just remember that character being just kind of like this goofy doctor.
Right.
Not so menacing and not so scary, but yeah, his scenes are quite good.
All right.
Favorite characters and least favorite character.
My favorite character is I like Captain America in this movie a lot. You know, he had it's not his movie, but he did his best to stay in the front line. So good for him, and he made it interesting. I'm going to disagree with Tito. I don't like the leader.
No,
I don't like this actor. I don't like the leader. I don't like the performance. I didn't like him in the 08. I thought he was very boring. I thought it was kind of boring. When you name yourself the leader, as one does in a comic book, you are going to be very outgoing and maniacal. You are going to have a giant brain. You're going to be green, and you are going to be out in the open trying to control it. You are not going to be hiding in a trench coat with a fucking fedora, playing the shadows like Kaiser Soze. You are not doing that. # not my leader. I'm sorry. And then when we do get the big reveal, it's a tiny little brain.
Yeah.
One thing we know about the leader, what fans know about the leader, is his big fucking brain, his giant brain on the head. That is like the seminal thing that makes him the leader. You are taking away, you're taking away the one thing that makes him cool. Without it, he's just, it looks like he's got a really bad scalp rash. Brian's absolutely right. It's painted on green, and it's another. It just reminded me of the whole fucking Green Goblin thing in Spider-Man. Tito, I think it was you. You showed me the designs for the original leader.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
And they green
with the articulated mouth and everything, and closing eyes.
Totally.
Why? We have movies now that doesn't fly anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, realism and dialing back a villain does not work anymore. Maybe in 2001, when Spider-Man came out, but now we have talking raccoons, we have Thanos,
and huge budgets, to let you do whatever you want to do.
Buy a villain with a giant ass brain.
Yeah.
There's no excuse.
Right. Speaking of him, I apologize because I just realized I called him the Thinker earlier in the synopsis.
Thinker,
the
leader.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen that giant fedora though, for sure.
How about a tiny fedora on a large brain? You know, and it's not working.
Sitting on top,
not working.
Constantly falling off or sliding. For my favorite character, this one's tough. I love Giancarlo Esposito playing Sidewinder, but he's also playing he's similar to characters I've seen him play before.
He is going that route.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I really have to give it to Carl Lumley's Isaiah Bradley. He's so heartbreaking. He's stoic and sad at the same time. He gets in some good rimming as well. Lumley's awesome. I absolutely loved him in Fall of the House of Usher. He was the.
He's in that.
Yeah, he's the prosecutor that's he's trying to put Usher away. He's so good. My least favorite character is Betty Ross. She's a waste. I can't stand Liv Tyler. I know you guys like her. I can't stand her doe-like performance. All I could think of was Zooey Deschanel in The Happening.
Oh, that hurts.
I wish they had. They had recast with someone who might end up having some real chemistry with Ruffalo.
Go back to Jennifer Connelly.
Or just find someone but I know Ruffalo wasn't in this movie, but screen test some people to make sure what kind of chemistry they have, just in case you want to put Betty with Banner again.
Yeah.
Plus, there's a red She-Hulk.
No, a regular She-Hulk, not a red She-Hulk.
No, Betty Ross. In the book, she becomes a red
Get out of here.
Oh, yeah. She's like,
Betty Ross becomes a red She-Hulk.
Super
There's a red
demonic.
She-Hulk
Yeah,
too?
she looks awesome.
So
She's
there's
like
a red Hulk and a red She-Hulk.
She reminds me of Desdemona.
Desdemona
from Gargoyles. Yeah,
that's right.
Okay,
Brian,
and you can bring that in.
Yeah, favorite character Anthony Mackie is Sam Wilson. He is great. I love him in everything, and I can't wait for him in season 2 of Twisted Metal coming out later this summer. I always love Anthony Mackie and everything he's in.
He's really funny.
Yeah,
he can be. He's a great Captain America, but I think he's a poorly written Captain America. I really wish they give him more to do.
Yeah.
In this movie, like Mark said, it should have been a Hulk movie. It's not a Captain America movie. He does a lot of great Captain America things, but it almost seems like he's taking a back seat in his own movie, unfortunately. But that being said, still love him. He's trying his hardest in this movie. As much as I love Giancarlo Esposito and everything he does, and I just finished watching Breaking Bad all the way through. I loved it.
Oh, Gus.
Gus Fring. I think he's kind of wasted in this movie. I don't think he was needed in this movie. I think this movie was already overstuffed with things. And that being said, I have to give it to him. Everybody else seemed to work for me. Giancarlo Esposito as Sidewinder, don't think he was needed. He's probably my least favorite, just because I think he's wasted. He's even more than Liv Tyler.
Well, and he's another one they could have saved. Because they could have kept Seth Rollins and Rosa Salazar.
Put together a real Serpent Society.
You're teasing the Serpent Society, then
give
deliver.
us that movie.
Right.
Give us that movie. Give us a Hulk movie with Red Hulk. Give us Captain America versus Serpent Society.
Right.
Don't make them into one movie.
Absolutely.
Right. And be lesser for it.
Right.
But that's just me.
Yeah. I don't know. This is tough because no one's really standing out to me in this film. Besides Ruth, who I absolutely adore.
She's great.
But I'd probably,
was fun.
Honestly, it might be a toss-up between Sam and Harrison Ford. I actually really like Harrison Ford in this film.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I would like him as Ross. I think he does a really good Ross. I thought his Red Hulk would look stupid. It doesn't.
No.
And it looks just like fucking Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Even it has his scar in his chin.
That's right, Got to hand it to the animators.
I didn't even notice that. Wow.
I might split the difference and give it to the two of them. And then as far as least favorite characters, I didn't even think about Liv Tyler. She's just kind of just throwaway. She doesn't do anything.
Right.
She's a voice on an answering machine.
I would agree with
She's
that.
not in it enough, I think.
She's not. It doesn't matter.
Dad?
It's not even a cool. It's got to be like. It's got to be a character for it to be exciting.
I know.
It's got to be somebody exciting, and that's not really that exciting.
We can just
if it was a Hulk movie where Betty Ross appeared at one point, then it'd be like, oh, cool, Betty Ross is in the Hulk movie. But and this, it's like, whatever.
Mark, what's wrong with this movie?
I think I just pretty much said it I, with my rant. There wasn't really anything else wrong. We've all said it. It's two movies in one. It feels rushed. It's a fun mess. I keep quoting Brian on it, but I think he could have done more with it. I just think it was rushed. I think we're rushing him out, and I don't know why we are. It seemed like this seemed weird to have this movie out and do it the way they did it.
It's odd. I mean, it was rewritten multiple times and reshoots and things like that.
So I don't know.
Like I said before, I think the film tries way too hard to be Winter Soldier. And it's funny that you mentioned the Manchurian Candidate, because I said the Manchurian Candidate style graphics, like the grid kind of thing.
Oh, at the beginning for the opening credit scene.
I love the reality grounded stuff with Sam and all of his internal struggles, and I liked Ross's story arc about redeeming himself in the eyes of his daughter. But that's about as serious as you really needed to take this movie.
Yep.
I really think that having Diamondback and maybe even throwing in some other comic book stuff would have made it a little more fun. And for Christ's sake, don't waste the truly exciting characters. Ross should have turned into Red Hulk sooner, and there's really no reason for him to have been shipped to the RAF, because he caused some damage, but so is Banner, and he's an Avenger.
He's on the loose.
So they should have had Red Hulk maybe take someone out in his rage and give a real reason for true punishment if they're going to put him if they're going to lock him away.
Yeah, I mean, he was put in this movie to put butts in that. I mean, the only reason Sarah watched it with me was she likes the Hulk,
right?
And she wanted to see Red Hulk.
Yeah.
And she's like checking the time on the movie, like when does Red Hulk show up? The movie's almost over. And I heard not until the end.
And like you, I hated the leader look. The concept art was released of his previous design. It was perfect. They should have just gone with that. I think changing him to make him scarier was dumb, because I'm going to disagree with you on Nelson. I think Nelson's a good actor. His acting and his voice in this movie are scary enough. Like
scary?
Just maybe if given an actual the leader role, maybe his performance would have been better if he was given more to work with.
Right.
He had a fedora and a trench coat.
Yeah. They didn't need to make him look like a monster, because he is a monster.
Yeah.
And he just played it so like he's really good and menacing. Like
some of that shit is just tough, man. It doesn't always translate. If that dude jumped on the screen with the orange fucking one piece, you would have been like, "What the fuck am I looking at?"
It totally.
I think it's hard
with the white boots. And
I think it's hard to.
It could have been a prison uniform.
You could have at least. You could have played around with something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think some of that stuff doesn't always translate onto film.
A giant fucking brain always translates well.
Yeah.
Okay, who you are.
So. Like Giancarlo Esposito, I read he wanted like the Sidewinder's colors of his costume
inside
sewn into the lining of his coat.
And he wore blue contacts,
right?
To make
because
his eyes
Sidewinder was supposed to be blue-eyed.
Yeah. I don't think we have to suspend anything anymore. Again, we had Rocket Raccoon. Look at all the things we had in Deadpool. We had Deadpool and all the stuff they pulled out. Wolverine and Deadpool. We had Wolverine in the yellow silly suit.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about suspending belief. I'm just talking about shit just doesn't work with real people doing it.
I think it would.
It took Harley Quinn like 3 movies before it's like kind of okay.
Yeah.
Because that cartoon shit does not translate.
Yeah.
Puddin' does not translate into live action.
Yeah.
Puddin'
it just
does
doesn't. It took her 3 movies. That
But
third Suicide Squad, I was like, fuck, they got her. This is perfect.
Yeah.
The right amount of cartoon and the right amount of live
You're
action.
talking the James Gunn
yeah.
Suicide Squad.
Yes.
Her third movie.
All right.
The third version.
I don't count
of her,
Birds of
that
Prey as a
first
movie.
one
I don't mention it.
is so
yeah.
cartoony and just like, oh, this doesn't really work. And the second
Yeah.
one's like, all right, she scaled it back a little bit. And the third one, it's still funny, still psychotic, but
But the point
sometimes
is,
that shit don't work.
the point is they did it. It took a couple of movies, but they eventually found it. And Marvel has been further along in creating more outrageous
But this is the first
looking
leader,
characters.
so you get
But
2
it's
more
not
movies.
Marvel's
maybe they'll get
first
it.
rodeo in bringing some of the more obscure and fantastic of a comic book into film. I think they
Yeah.
could pull it off.
Yeah.
Maybe not exactly 100%, but they could have made a better effort.
I think they made a
Something.
pretty good effort. I think as like, I like sometimes I just wish they would just stop making movies.
In general?
Right,
Or-
just because of comic fans, because it'll never be like, it's never going to be right.
No.
It'll never be right.
You can't please everybody.
No,
Tito.
but you
Well,
can,
it is never going to be right.
it's never going to be perfect, but you can make comic book movies and characters that work. It's been done.
You can.
Right.
But at least
And you,
try.
they make a
Tito.
lot that don't.
At least try.
They make a lot that
All
don't.
I'm saying.
Also, like, they made some duds in the beginning too. We just forgot about it because we were so excited to see comic book movies that were pretty okay.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you go?
Nope.
No.
I've been waiting.
What?
Sorry, Brian.
Oh, hi, Brian. How you doing?
No, basically, I was just going to reiterate what I said before. I kind of did my rant for what doesn't work for me
Right.
in my last go around. Think it could have been a way tighter movie. I think it could have been more focused on Captain America as opposed to the Hulk. I think that you should have had Captain America versus Giancarlo Esposito and the Serpent Society, and save Ross for a later movie turning into the Hulk, fighting the Hulk.
Right.
But that's just me.
Tito?
Yeah, 2 different good movies. In there. There's 2 different good movies.
Yeah, it could have been a much better, much tighter movie. It was fun. I did enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not my favorite, Marvel movie, but it's not like Eternals level, bad either. It's just
I still have not seen this, and I
don't
want to.
It's
Everybody keeps
boring.
shitting on it.
It is
just.
It's probably better than the last 3 Sony movies we watched, though.
Absolutely.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I
Oh,
bet
come
it's
on,
better-
Brian.
Maybe.
I bet if you
Brian.
saw it again, you would like it better than
is.
Morbius. Morpheus?
I will not.
Morbius.
Yeah, Morbius. Yeah.
Madam Web.
Madam Web,
Time.
and
Wait,
Craven.
Yeah.
Was
And Craven, I
Eternals-
think you
was
would like better
Eternals
than-
worse than Brian?
Yeah.
Was Eternals worse than Madam Web?
No, I don't think it
Okay,
was.
all right.
No, but only marginally.
Okay.
But that's the standard's so low. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
not.
it's a very
I
low
didn't
bar.
mind it. I
didn't mind it
I
either.
like Eternals.
The problem with
Oh,
Eternals
I'll never
is
see it again, but it
should
was
have
alright.
been a series.
Right.
I think that's the problem with Disney right now and the MCU is they don't know what they want to do because they've got this streaming platform and they're going back and forth. Armor Wars was originally going to be a series and now it's a
Now it's
movie.
a movie.
Yeah.
That's something.
If it even happens.
If it ever happens, exactly. In the comics, that was a year-long story arc that went on 12 issues.
Yeah.
And now they're going to cram it into a 2-hour movie, not starring Iron Man.
Yeah.
What was the Skrull TV show they did?
Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion. That was
that show
horrible.
fucking stunk.
That was horrible.
and it should have been
even
a
I know
show,
what
and it
it's-
still stunk.
Yeah.
I know what
Yeah.
secret. Even I know what the Secret
But
Invasion shit
Eternals-
is in the Marvel universe, and that's going
Right.
against all the A-list
Eternals,
people.
instead of being a movie, should have been a series where you can flesh out all these unknown characters
right.
that we have never met before. You're giving us a dozen new people
Right.
that we don't know, that you're trying to cram all this story into maybe 2.5 hour movie, and it's just too much.
And then at least would have been better than the Inhumans.
Yeah, I didn't see the Inhumans.
That-
But I heard that was
yeah.
horrible.
It
I
was.
didn't
Yeah.
know. I got
Yeah.
released in IMAX.
But same
Poor-
thing, like a bunch
poor
of
Anson
new
Mount.
characters no one really is
Oh,
familiar
yeah.
with. Make
Yeah.
a series. It made sense to make that show, but it was fucking horrible. Tito,
What's the question?
what else doesn't work?
What doesn't work?
Are you?
A lot of things. Ruth works.
Yeah, Ruth
She's so
works.
adorable.
She
If you're
really
out
is.
there, Ruth, I love you. Yeah, just the combination of the two stories together. It's a bummer that I mean, he got his own show, but not really because Bucky's in the show, so it's half Bucky's show.
Yeah.
When he finally gets his own movie, it's kind of somebody else's movie. And that character is looming so large over the film.
Right.
And he's not even in it.
That's what I mean. He takes a back
It's a
seat.
fucking gut shot,
It's
right?
like they're
He's not even in the fucking movie.
It's like they're afraid to like let someone stand alone on a show.
Yeah.
Yep.
They feel forced to like throw other people in.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
You know,
First Spider-Man movie was all Iron Man in it.
right.
Second Spider-Man movie was all Mysterio.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me wonder. I don't know. Maybe they just don't trust the actor as being the
Third
bringing
Spider-Man
that star
movie,
power.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they just don't think he can bring the star power. But
That's probably what it is. Cram the characters in there, bring all the fans.
let's get
all the
Harrison
comic
Ford.
fans.
That'll get people out of. I guess I don't know if Harrison Ford still does that for people, but
Yeah.
and then it's just movies in general don't work for me. They're just too hard. You don't know what's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Movies lose money all the time. Movies do really good all the time, and you don't know why anymore.
Right.
There's no reason behind it.
Right. Really
There's
bad
no rhyme or
movies make a
reason.
lot of money.
No idea
sometimes.
Where
why
once
people
upon
will
a
leave the house.
time, it did. Or maybe we were just younger and we didn't care. We liked it, or we didn't.
Yeah.
Do you
America's
think
dumber.
That might have
And
something
it
to
doesn't
do
take
with
that
it?
long for it to show up on fucking streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So,
Yeah.
and it
That's
costs
true.
a fucking arm and a leg to see a movie.
Yeah.
Literally. We're all
Yeah.
stumps.
Yeah. That's it.
Stumpy Joe McCreaner over there.
Stumpy Joe. Stumpy Mark.
Mark, who's your nominee for the What Are You Doing Here?
I don't remember him in Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's Carl Lumley. I don't remember him. I've seen the
really?
show and
Yeah.
I love the show, but I don't. I got to see it again. I guess
Yeah.
it was a while ago. So when I saw him, I'm like, "What's Martian Manhunter doing in this movie?" Because that's how Carl Lumley voiced Martian Manhunter.
Marshall Willenholly.
Martian Manhunter in
was
the
the show
Justice
again?
League cartoon.
Yep.
And then in Supergirl, he played Martian
Manhunter's father.
Manhunter's father.
That's right.
Martian father. Some little typecasting stunt that Brian loves. So
And the
much.
Mantis, which I always
He
enjoyed.
was in the
Oh,
Mantis.
I remember
was a
that
Fox
show.
TV show.
From the early
He
90s.
plays
Yeah.
a paraplegic who has this suit that allows him.
Like,
yeah,
he's like an Iron Man
Oh,
suit.
totally.
I forgot that it was
Mantis.
him.
Yeah.
That was early
shit.
early
That was a
fun show.
Fox,
Early
right?
Fox,
That was when
yeah.
Fox would do anything.
They were just trying shit out.
It was pretty good, too.
Was Joe
It
Morton
wasn't
in that
bad.
movie, that show too, or am I thinking
Oh,
of
I don't
something else?
remember if Joe Morton was in
You
that.
might be
I wanna
thinking of
say-
Joe Morgan.
No, Morton. Joe
Morton.
Morton.
Joe Morton.
From the Terminator movie.
Yeah, and Cyborg's dad.
Oh,
in,
it's Morton. It isn't Morgan. You're right. Yes. Yeah.
That's by Joe Morton.
I don't know
Yeah.
how much longer I can hold this. Oh, Miles
And
Dyson.
scene.
And then he passes out from hyperventilating.
I know, right?
That gave me a light head.
I can tell. You're all red.
For me, it's Shira Haas, who played Ruth Bat Saraf. She was the only one that I was like, oh, I know her. She was on a Netflix show called Bodies, which is based on a comic as well, and that show was awesome.
Oh, I heard that was really
Yeah,
good.
with
I didn't see it.
with the
Okay.
dude from Snatch.
There's a lot of dudes in
What does
that.
he play?
He's God, I can't think of the character's name, but he was like the kind of sidekick.
Oh, yeah, Tommy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tommy. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, with the
he was
heavy
in
gun.
It.
Oh,
and
okay, I love
and it
that
like
guy.
bounces around like 3 different timelines.
Yeah.
Wicked good show. So that I was excited to. Well, not excited, but I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, I like Dags.
Yeah,
I like Caravans better. Yeah, love Tommy.
I really didn't have anybody.
No?
I Carl Lumley I knew from, Falcon and Winter Soldier. There was nobody that popped up in this movie that was like, oh, hey, that guy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to skip on this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cheeto?
Yeah, there was nobody that I was like, oh shit, maybe Betty Ross. I'll give it to Liv Tyler. I was like, oh hey,
Hey, a voice on an
you're
answering
here.
machine.
Yeah, you heard her voice, and I was
Well,
like,
we
oh
know
shit,
what, we
Betty
know
Ross
what
is
she's
here.
doing there, though.
Yeah, but there was
making a
no
cameo.
actor that I was
It's
like,
not
oh
the
cool.
I know. There really wasn't in this one.
We could just talk.
Carl Lumley.
Roger Reese was in the Mantis.
Yeah, there was no
Oh.
Dick Miller as a cab driver popping up.
No, Roger Reese. He played
janitor.
What was the second act in Cheers after?
Yeah, he likes Rebecca. Like
Rebecca's boyfriend for a little while.
Yeah,
For
Roger Reese.
From
Yeah,
Men
they
in
was getting married.
Tights.
Yes,
That guy.
yes.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Yes, it used to be Shithouse.
It used to be
Yeah.
Shithouse.
Yeah. And what was he?
He was also in the Mantis.
Oh, he was in the Mantis.
Mantis.
Brought it back to the Mantis.
I was like, I don't remember him being in this movie.
But I got a mantis in my panties.
Mark, who's your MVP?
My MVP is going to Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford is in his late 80s. He's still making great movies. He's going back to the characters that made him famous for many fans. Indiana Jones, Star Wars, whether you love the movies or not. He's back to being a president. He's doing a Marvel movie now. I know for a while he was that kind of curmudgeon of an actor who didn't want to talk about Star Wars and wanted to be taken more seriously, but now here he is. He doesn't give a fuck anymore. He's real funny in interviews talking about the stuff. He can joke with you about the holiday special now where once you couldn't. And he finally realized, to remember the people, some of the people that embraced him as such iconic. The Blade sequel, another one. Such iconic characters this man has played is what I'm trying to spit out. And now he's going back to him for the fans. And I got to give him props. I thought he was a good Thunderbolt Ross in this.
Yeah, he's fun in this. And he totally was up for the stunt cast.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fine.
Like, totally you want to be in a Tom Clancy Hulk movie? Yeah.
Okay. Sure. True. I'm 80-something years old. I live on a ranch. I still got my ear.
My ear's still pierced. Yeah.
I'm a god now. I'm fine.
I'm still banging Callista Flockhart.
For whatever planes. When I can find her.
Planes.
When she's not slipping through the cracks of my house. We have sex. Eat something, Callista. Eat something.
Eat me. No, that was really nice.
Hello.
Mine's Anthony Mackie. I think he really proves that he can carry the mantle of Captain America. I think he's great in the role, and he's able to hold his own on screen with some major powerhouse actors. He shares the screen with 3 really, really strong actors. 4, actually, because Carl Lumley, Giancarlo Esposito, Harrison Ford, and
Tim Blake
Nelson. I mean, he's in these scenes with them, and you're buying everything that he's selling.
Yeah.
So I think
because half of them don't show up until the second half of the movie.
Well,
but
even still,
I
he's
still agree.
and even the stuff,
he's still acting with
even
Harrison.
the stuff on his own. And I think his stuff with Bucky and his stuff with Tor. He's just a really good. He fits well into the role.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
And I really like him. I dig him. He's definitely earned respect.
Yeah, agreed. I'm going with Anthony Mackie as well. He's really trying. He's got huge shoes to fill.
Yeah, definitely.
He's trying to get out from under the shadow of Chris Evans as Steve Rogers' Captain America, and make this role, this title his own. And he does a damn good job. He's charismatic. He's a hell of an actor, like you said. He goes toe to toe with all these other heavy hitters that he's put up against in this movie, acting wise.
Right.
And he pulls it off. He really is. And you've seen him in other stuff. He's funny.
Right.
But he can do this role with such gravitas too. It's got a lot of weight to it, and he pulls it off. I love Anthony Mackie as an actor, and I love him as Captain America. And my only problem is I wish there was more of a Captain America film for him. And that being said, still giving it to Anthony Mackie.
Tito?
Yeah, I go Anthony Mackie also, and it's a shame that he's not given the front seat on this film, because he should be, and I think he proved in the series that he could be a leading man, and he's a really great character, and I think people forget about. In Winter Soldier, he's such a great sidekick to Steve, and Civil War, he's a great sidekick to Steve. Even in Age of Ultron, he pops up at the party because he's looking for Bucky, and he's like, here's what I've got for you so far. He's so dedicated and connected with Steve, and that memory should, I guess, always kind of be there in the films, which is fine, but they're just not giving him the reins to let him do his thing. And he can be really, really funny, but it gets kind of lost in this kind of, he's kind of down a lot of the time. Yeah. He needs a love interest.
Yeah.
Get him a love interest.
And that's it.
That's it.
That is Captain America, Brave New World.
Yeah. See it? Don't expect much. Just have a good time.
Yeah.
Have a good time with this fun mess. Love it.
Yeah. I feel like from the trailer when you saw it, you're probably like, I'm not expecting much. I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, Red Hulk's
probably
gonna be
expect
in this.
a little more Red Hulk.
How's he going to beat the Red Hulk? How's he going to stop a fucking pole flying at his head?
Right.
Yeah.
He straight up catches a fucking pole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. When I saw the trailer, I was like, did he take the serum? Why is he throwing stuff like
I know,
Steve Rogers?
In the beginning, when he
grabs like a marble table or something.
Beats the shit out of the guy
it's
with
a cinder block, and he lifts it like it's nothing, because obviously it's probably made out of foam. But but
then you find out that he's got the vibranium suit, so that's enhancing him.
That's true. Yeah.
Nice.
That's it.
Cool.
All right. What's making our geek flag fly? I only got one thing so far. The Archie and that's good. So far.
What does that mean?
Yeah, that might change as I talk or you guys talk. I don't know. Right now, I only got one thing. The Archie meets Jay and Silent Bob. Comics are out, and there were variant covers done.
Yeah.
Many comic book stores did one, and our own friend Dean Kaluzdian did an amazing variant cover for Archie and Jay and Silent Bob.
Really?
Yep.
That's fucking awesome.
It's on Instagram. It's on Facebook. If you're friends with him, or look him up on with
an actual
like
mass published
I need to get a fucking.
Holy
I need
shit.
a copy of this thing.
Dean, that's awesome, bud.
Yeah.
Yep.
They have them at Rubber Chicken.
They have them at Rubber Chicken.
Well, because I know like some of the guys that hang out there do like the little covers, the blank covers, and
Grab some copies for us.
You guys at home can't see this. Let me put. Why don't you talk about what you got?
Yeah, we'll put up a link on the Facebooks.
I saw the preview for The Naked Gun with Liam
that looks
Neeson.
hilarious.
Oh, is there a newer one?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And he's Frank Drebin's son.
Yeah.
And the dude, the heavyset guy.
I've seen a trailer. Is there a newer trailer?
There's a newer one.
Okay.
Came out on Monday or Tuesday.
And, like the humor hits. He's fantastic. It's not directed by him, but Seth MacFarlane produced it. So it's very reminds me very much of A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I love when
But
Liam
it still
Neeson does that
retains
type
a
of
lot
stuff.
of the humor from the Zucker Abrams movie too, because there's a lot of sight gags.
Right, let's take
where
it.
they show him like driving down the highway and somebody sticks a cup of coffee through his window
as he's
and
driving.
Oh, thank you. and then he's gonna shit himself in the car. He's like, I guess I'm gonna have to ruin another suit.
It's
Let me bring that up quick.
Holy shit.
Yep. So that
is amazing.
Yep. They're limited to 300 copies. So if you're in the Bellingham area,
grab some for
go
us.
and nab one out over there. We'll post it.
Congratulations, Dean.
Yeah.
Super proud of you, man.
That's fucking sick, man.
Check
That
this
is awesome.
cover. It's the Rubber Chicken store. There's a lot of Easter eggs in there. There's a lot of our comic books are in there. His comics in there. Paul Montani's Rat Race is in there.
Awesome.
Werewolf with a Chainsaw's thrown in there. One big happy family. He did an amazing. It's stupid. He's awesome.
That's super cool.
I need one, and Dean's got to sign it next time I see him.
nice.
Absolutely.
I got to stop by there and
Get
grab
down.
some.
Yeah.
Field trip. Road trip to Rubber Chicken.
There we go.
Ryan?
Oh, did you go?
Were you done? I'm sorry.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, that was really the only big thing.
So I had mentioned that I had finished Breaking Bad. I thought it was fantastic. I went through all 5 seasons in about 4 or 5 weeks. I did about a season about a week. Great series. I was going to start
Better Call Saul?
No, was it El Camino, the movie?
Yeah.
I was going to watch that last night, but I forgot that the Stanley Cup Finals was on, so I put that on for a little bit, and then I rewatched Captain America, so in preparation for tonight. So I didn't get to watch El Camino yet, but I will through the weekend and then start Better Call Saul because I hear they're awesome as well.
They are. Next time, baby.
My only other thing is this past weekend, Quinn really wanted to see The Phoenician Scheme, which is Wes Anderson's new movie.
Yep, with Benicio del Toro.
Benicio del Toro, Michael Cera, Scarlett Johansson, Tom Hanks. Speaking of Breaking Bad, Bryan Cranston's also in it. Amazing cast, as Wes Anderson always puts together. Even his regular stable of actors like Bill Murray, Willem Dafoe, F. Murray Abraham, they show up in tiny little roles.
Yeah,
and like little cameos. And it was funny. I really enjoyed this movie. I want to see it again. Quinn loved it. And when we were coming back, I said, "Have you ever seen his the Grand Budapest Hotel?" Which I personally love.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites of his. And she says, "I know I've seen bits and pieces of it with you while you watch it, but I haven't seen the whole thing through." So we watched that after we got home on Saturday.
Nice.
And she did enjoy it, but she still liked the Phoenician Scheme better. She thought it was funnier. So I don't know. Maybe she needs to see Grand Budapest one more time.
Because we talked before, I think we both fell asleep for Asteroid City.
Yeah, Asteroid City lost me, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't that thrilled with Asteroid City.
I've heard a lot of people had similar complaints.
Yeah,
about
it was not as, not, in my opinion, wasn't one of his best. But Phoenician Scheme goes back to his wacky roots. So it's more on par with like Steve Zissou. The one with Bill Murray playing the Jacques Cousteau type character.
I like that one.
Big ensemble cast
Aquatic.
doing weird things happen. Like one of Benicio del Toro's things is he's like a business magnate, a billionaire, and he goes on these adventures, and he's got somebody that's always trying to kill him. So at the beginning of the movie, you find out that he survived 7 plane crashes. By the end of the movie, he survives 8. but he always carries like a box of hand grenades with him.
That's cool.
And everybody he meets is like, help yourself to a hand grenade. You know, like it's candy. It's just funny little stuff like that I love. Wes Anderson's movies are so quirky. And this was no exception. I really enjoyed it. So
Nice.
hopefully it'll come on streaming soon because I really want to check it out again.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Nice. I haven't seen anything in a while that really excites me or listened to anything. The closest I got, I get into these phases where I'm just looking for certain books that I don't own that I really wish I did. I did find a pretty decent copy of Etrigan the Demon, #1. R.I.P. Jack Kirby. So I guess I'll never get it signed. But I was very excited to get it and get it at a good price. So
cool.
That's something that's making my geek flag fly.
Nice
character.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, that was quick.
That
Good.
it.
All right. So, well, you heard me mention Dean Cluesdian. He's been a regular on the show. He helps us out with our always fun holiday specials. He's guest starred on here many times, and you can go back and listen to the melodious voice of this man and talented artist and writer. There you go, Dean. This is it. This is it, buddy. And you know how we got him was he was a big listener of the episodes he wasn't even on for Three Geeky Dads. And you can go and check those out with him and check out the episodes that inspired him to come on this show. And Brian, where can they go for that?
Well, Mark, they can go to www.3gdpodcast.com. That's www.3gdpodcast.com. And as Mark mentioned, you'll be able to find all of our past episodes there, along with one-click buttons where you can easily subscribe to us if you haven't already. What the hell are you waiting for? It's been over 7 years. We've got almost 300 episodes there. Please hit one of those buttons to the podcast platform of your choice, and you will never miss an upcoming episode. Also, while you're at the website or wherever you get your podcast from, if you could leave us a 5-star rating and a review, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. A 5-star rating and review go a long, long way to help push our little show a bit further forward from the rest of the podcasting pack, but most importantly, it makes it easier for others to find us while they're searching for great geeky content like ours. And let's see, we also have a Ko-fi page, Ko-fi, www.kofi.com/3GD is where you can easily donate to the show. If you like what we're doing, and we really hope you do, you might want to make a small or large or whatever donation to help keep the show going, because as we say, podcasting is not cheap. That can also be linked at the website as well. We also have social media presences out there on the intertubes. We can be found at Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, and the audio portion of our show can be found weekly on YouTube as well. I think that's pretty much it, gentlemen. I'm going to pass it back to you, Mark.
Awesome. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, gentlemen. And thank you, everybody out there, for tuning in to another wonderful episode of 3GD. Hey, guess what? Next episode's our 300th episode.
300.
Holy shit.
The big 300.
Do we have something special?
Is Three Geeky Dads.
So we're kicking everybody into a hole.
It's going to be a fever dream.
We got something very special planned for you guys. You're going to have to tune into. You know what? I'll give it to you now. Tito's finally going to watch Orca. We're going to just record us watching Orca with
So
Tito.
good.
Why do you call this episode 300? Because on a scale of 1 to 10, it's how bad is this podcast?
No, that's not actually it. But we do have something cool planned, so definitely check that out. So until then, for Three Geeky Dads, I am Mark.
I'm Derek.
I'm Brian.
I'm Tito.
Saying goodnight and keep watching the skies, because there, we didn't do a horror movie. Everybody fucking happy now? Good. Huh? Kelsey, I know you're listening. Are you happy? Non-horror movie. Anybody else? Yeesh. That's right, I said yeesh. You caused me to say yeesh.
Wow.
Rhymes with Keith. Yeesh.
Mark's got a yeesh infection.
I told you that in confidence, Brian.
What's that? Lemonade. Yeah, take a lemonade. Okay. Yeah. No. I didn't even know it was in there.
I don't want to touch your lemon drink if you...
So, yeah, you've been eyeing my lemon drink, have you?
Wondering if I squeeze my own lemons, do you?
I squeeze them between my knees, I
Wondering
do.
if you can come over and squeeze my lemons.
Wondering if you want some of my drink all over your face.
Boy. the shenanigans.
We got a deep flag this week.
I have my...
We need chords.
No, but the cords.
We need chords.
Chords, yeah. The chords.
It's the headphone cords.
I
see.
Coughing and shit. And have the runs.
Yeah?
Oh, sorry.
So that the buffalo chicken was a really good idea then.
Yeah, I know. Complaining on your part.
Way to cap off the night.
So good.
Messy and stinky, but also painful.
Yeah.
You know what? This shit's not coming fast.
Jackson Pollock, my underwear.
So, from Three Geeky Dads, keep your eyes on the skies because Mark is up there shooting down on you.
That's right, literally.
I've been there, man.
Scheisse.
What are we watching tonight?
I was like, yo, I gotta take a break, dog.
None of us have to work but Mark, so we can stay up until
He doesn't
3
give a
hours.
shit.
I'll still stay up until...
All he does is
It's not going to be much of a job tomorrow.
Mark sleeps standing up. It's true. His eyes open.
You get about 7, get there, get ready.
7, 8, whatever
You get
it
there
takes.
around 9. It's 9 to... Tomorrow it's 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5.
Hey, Dolly.
Stumble out of bed and I rumble to the kitchen. Pour myself a cup
Thank
of
you.
ambition.
That's what Mr. Mac.
First tonight.
I am first, you're right.
Yeah.
Good.
Motherfucker.
Good.
This one me.
This is you.
It can be. If you're patient.
Hello. How are you?
Card, man. Give me the card.
I want it. Give me the keys, motherfucker.
Give me the cash. Give me the cash.
Tito. Mito.
That's me. It's a me.
It's a me, Tito.
Table.
She's
No
a...
That's my long legs impersonation.
I want order.
If you've never seen the movie, that's the movie.
That's the whole movie. That's all anybody remembers.
And T-Rex. I just remember there was a lot of T-Rex. There was a lot of T-Rex.
That's
I
right.
bought a T-Rex skull. That was Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, I know.
Breaking
Very
character.
very meta.
Yeah.
Oh, what am I doing?
He's reminding himself, oh, gotta stop and get a T-Rex skull on the way home. That's right. Fuck, I forgot.
I have 37 other rooms in my castle to
Shit.
fill.
I gotta buy a moat for the cat. Wait, can you buy a moat? You can't buy
Sure
a
you
moat.
could.
Build
I gotta buy a moat. I gotta buy the tools to build a moat.
That's what's so funny about it.
I gotta buy a
You
moat.
buy a moat.
Can you get a moat?
That's funny.
Stop by CVS.
Yeah, that's funny. That's
Sometimes
funny.
you gotta go to CVS.
I'm going to Shaw's to pick up a moat.
Yeah, when you gotta go to Stop and Shop.
Pick up a moat.
They got a sale on moats.
I'm in a moat.
That's like a very Nicolas Cage thing to do.
He does. He would buy a moat.
He'd buy a
he
moat.
would look to buy a moat.
Yeah, he would buy
I don't
all
need to
the
build
moats.
it. It exists.
Yeah, he would fill it with the children of Elvis Presley and grandchildren, all the fucking Presleys.
It's a moat of my own semen.
Jesus.
Anybody that takes a dive, get some cage in them. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
I like that.
Super semen. The bees.
It all looks like long legs.
It does. They all come out looking like long legs. They all come out.
That's what they say when
That's right. They go in talking like this. They come out. Ooh, what a fun boat! It was a wonderful swim, wasn't it, George? Yes, it was, Ted. Why do we sound like this?
George and Ted.
George and Ted, before they sounded like this.
And Alice and Bob.
All right, well, that was
All right,
fun, shall
yeah.
we? Yeah,
Ready?
let's do this.
Ready to do it?
Yeah.
Hey guys, what did the new Falcon, Joaquin Torres, say to Sam Wilson?
Now Sam, along with his partner Joaquin, must face against... No, I'm sorry. Sam? Now Sam... Sam!
Sam?
Sam!
Yes, Diane.
Diane? Now Sam, along with his partner Joaquin, must race against... I almost did it again. God damn it. It's right there, race, not face. It's an R, not an F. What the fuck, Brian? What the fuck are you doing?
I blame your shirt.
It is an R. It's actually an R. It is really an R.
I believe you.
It's
I
not
know
an
it's
F.
on there. I believe
He's lying to
Yeah.
all of us.
Oh, Miles
And
Dyson.
scene.